Have you ever thought of a raiding party of Sohagin, or stared down the vertical eyes of an obelisk? If not, then likely you have never met the mighty Tritons, the proud protectors of the deepest sea of Domaris. My tribe, the Eleos, were the first of their kind to leave the elemental plane of water to fight against the aquatic monstrosities here on the prime material plane. My name is Proximus Midnight, Knight of the Mid-Seas. The Midnight Order are sworn defenders of the oceans, protecting the surface from what lies beneath. Recently, I have been chosen by my kingdom to become the 56th Royal Arbiter of Ula Saltsmile, the great Queen Mother of the Eleos. This is the highest honor a knight can achieve. For the glory of the great Queen Mother, for my people, the Eleos, and for the Knights of the Mid-Sea, I fight the greatest evil, smite the wicked, and exterminate my foes. If the enemies of the great Queen Mother wreak ruin on this world, I have no qualms in eradicating them by any means necessary. Secretly, and do not tell anyone, I am very excited to finally be allowed to journey to the surface. I cannot wait for the adventures that await me.
To those of Domaris, the merfolk who live under the waves are just like those who breathe air. Most see them as a sign of good luck and fortune with their beauty and kindness. They are the angels of the seas. But the oceans aren't always so kind. On those perfect nights, when the storms rage against the waves and the world is full of chaos, beings of absolute powers are born. The merfolk call them sirens, and the only difference shown on the surface is their eyes. A siren's eyes churn like the storm-raged waves they're born of. When a siren comes into existence, they are forced to live in exile as the merfolk fear their power. Scarlet Shores grew up not knowing love or family. Her only desire was to be desired. By anyone. It wasn't until being captured and hauled onto the ship where she met Eula's Hot Smile, a notorious sea hag, that Scarlet held a place in the world. With the pack sealed, Scarlet soon climbed her way through the ranks, quickly becoming the sea hag's favorite. It was no secret to anyone in the Hags League. Though, Scarlet keeps plenty of secrets and will often trade for them. So, tread carefully and always keep your eyes on me. If you don't, I may very well take them. Talk back, and your tongue will be mine too.
Oh, hey there, it's me, Winnie. Nobody calls me Benora except me mums, and if you were one of them, I wouldn't need to introduce myself. Well, and Eula does, I guess. And sometimes, you know what? You can call me whichever. They're both me. I'm just waiting here for the tides to shift and my next adventure to begin. You could argue life itself is an adventure, and I would say you're right. But also I mean an actual adventure. Mostly I do reclamation, searching the sunken cities for relics and forgotten memories. Some of these I keep, some I give away, some I return to those folk who lost them. Sure, I could tell you what I'm looking for at the moment, but I think I've learned my lesson about that. You'll probably hear about it next time I'm in the Fen anyway. Not that it's important, or direct from Eula herself or anything. I didn't say that. The point is, there's a great big ocean full of all sorts of stuff. Some of it has sharp teeth and worse, maybe, but the good stuff? It's magical, and I wouldn't trade any of it for the safety of the surface. So I'll be back. Hard to say when. You know how the winds are, but you can bet I'll be back.
The waves crash on the beach of an endless sea. You hear a voice you have heard so many times before. The horizon. She calls to you. She sings of endless wonders and innumerable horrors, of hopeful promises and dire warnings. And you feel her song. It was always there. Listen. Do you hear it? The wind is in your favor, The tide is rising, the sea is yours for the taking, and your ship awaits. Fair winds and following seas, brave mariner. May fortune find you when the horizon calls. Ahoy, and welcome to Horizon's Call, an oceanic campaign set in the homebrew world of Damaris. I am your Dungeon Master, Derek Sword. I'm very happy to be back. We took a couple of weeks off, and I am joined by some lovely faces, some of them old, and one very new, and we're very happy to have each and every one of them here. And before we get any further, I'm going to let them introduce themselves and their characters, because it's been a hot minute. So... We'll actually go in kind of reverse order this time so we can save our newest cast member best for last. So Eva, if you wouldn't mind starting us off.
Why do I have to keep starting things today? I'm not good at it. Hello, I'm Eva. This is my channel, and I am playing your Sea Elf Artificer, Winnie, today. Very happy to be here.
Thank you, Eva. Next up, Scarlet. Kaila, would you mind?
Hi, I am Kaila. I will be playing Scarlet Shores today, our Siren Warlock, Pact of the Fathomless.
Do love that pact very, very much. Mikyl.
Hi, I'm Mikyl, and I'll be playing Proximus Midnight, the Paladin Sorcerer.
And Mikyl, of course, did our amazing character art. I'd like to thank him at the top as well as at the end credits, as they were. So thank you, Mikyl, for doing this amazing character art. We're looking forward to our next cast members, who I am very, very grateful to this person, to Mare, for very last minute joining this cast. We'll kind of talk about it a little bit more in a second. But Mare, I don't know if you want to introduce your character now or if you want to save that. Feel free if you want to save it. But if you wouldn't mind saying more about yourself, your lovely self.
Hey, I'm Mare. I am honored to have been asked to join this game, and I'm super excited. I will save the class and race for my players because it is on the overlay. But
it is. It absolutely is.
I will be playing Acacia. Did you just
Thank
look?
You,
Did you just laugh?
Okay, everyone knows now.
Okay, everyone knows. I will be playing Acacia, who is a centaur rogue.
You sure will be.
I am.
So yes, everyone, obviously Than had to take a step away from the game, which we fully support him in that choice to do so. It was for his own health, well-being, and we always support making the tougher decisions that actually benefit you in the long run. So Than, thank you for everything that you contributed to this world and to this campaign. It will definitely miss you. We will miss you. And we hope to, I think I saw you in chat earlier, so I hope you stick around. We love you, buddy. So with all that said, I'm actually going to do the recap this time, which I don't have to say it in character because I'm the closest thing to God, I guess. So with full
Have you met
omnipotence.
Scarlet?
Hey. So with full omnipotence, the recap from last time. So again, 2 weeks back, so you might need a refresher. The session started with nightmares for 3/4 of the party. Eleos experienced nightmares with the thing that Krakens fear coming to him in the deep. Proximus experienced nightmares which involved Captain Callisto throwing him into a sea of essentially the Shadowfell, just eternal blackness and necrotic emptiness. It was less of a nightmare for Winnie. Hers was more of a memory where she recalled finding the vault, the workshop that she inherited from her, even at the time, deceased friend who would train her in the ways of alchemy and as being an artificer. And she recalled inheriting even more than the workshop, but a magical item with a mysterious background and even more mysterious symbols embedded into it. Winnie would awaken from her trance-like sleep to find herself standing near Scarlet, upon orders from Eula in her tome, opened the mysterious chest and found within an item similar to Winnie's, 2 golden discs emblazoned with these same strange, ancient, more ancient than even ancient itself, mysterious symbols. And after a brief conversation and maybe a little bit of argument, the 2 pieces were brought together. And Winnie determined that it was an astrolabe, a navigational tool used for sea navigation. But they're missing a piece. Eula wrote to Scarlet letting her know that the 3rd piece should be on the island of Shacklebreak, which is a pirate haven run by the infamous and equally notorious Ogden Ironsback, a dragon turtleborn. Sailed for Shacklebreak, arrived, tried to haggle with Ogden, tried to pressure him into giving the item up, tried to make a deal. Ogden's counter offer was that the party give him the Innocents, their own ship. Not exactly something they were willing to do. So they left Ogden, whereupon Winnie met an old friend at a tavern, Vilkas, a Sahuagin who she had met in her earlier travels. And Vilkas informed them that he would try to do a little bit of reconnaissance, try to figure out where the 3rd piece was, if Ogden even still had it. It was Eleos who surmised that Ogden was lying to them, which was something that turned out to be true. The 3rd piece had been stolen from Ogden's hoard, his vault. Vilkas returned to the Innocents, informed you all of this, but also was being chased by 12 longboats full of Ogden's men. Scarlet utilized a previously unknown aspect of the Innocents and essentially cast a psychic wave of damage outward from the ship in the form of a banshee scream, killing every single one of the bandits. You all have now, we're catching up to speed, have been sailing for 2 weeks now towards the northern kind of Arctic circle of this world. It's known as the Frozen Crown because it does actually encompass the full top layer of the planet. You are headed towards a prison called Bleakwatch Prison. It is where Vilkas has informed you that the individual who has the 3rd piece, supposedly still on their person, is being held by the Empire, the Nerian Empire. You are sailing there. You are headed towards this frozen tundra of an area. Along the way, though, your friend, your crewmate, Eleos, ever since he went into the water, things haven't been the same. He's been plagued with nightmares, the same nightmares over and over, this thing coming for him over and over again. He's not gotten sleep. And it's about a week in that you realize something needs to be done. And Scarlet, you're the one who actually receives the message from Eula. She writes to you informing you that her protection can no longer extend to Eleos. That whatever is coming for him is beyond her power to stop. She tells you that the only hope left for Eleos is to take him to land that is far enough inland, essentially, where he will never see the sea again. For someone like Eleos, who's lived on an island for as long as he can remember and has been at sea, it's not an easy choice. But it's unfortunately the only choice. And along the way, towards the northern lands, you stop off at the island of Athlvar. It is an island inhabited mostly by elves. It's in the northern area, so they're mostly Winter Eladrin who live here. Pine trees dot the land. It's actually one of the main areas where wood commerce can be made. It's where ships are built. and Eleos is offered a home there. And the elves assure you that they will do everything that they can to keep him safe, keep him warm, and keep him content, until whatever time shall come when he can return to the sea and break his curse. But it was just too much danger for you all. And your hearts are heavy as you go back to the Innocents and you continue your voyage north, one crewmate down. Another week goes by and the weather gets colder. Frost begins to form on the hull of the ship. The sails have to be shaken regularly to keep the ice off them, lest they just freeze entirely and shatter. The winter clothing is broken out from the hold, and the sailors try to keep their hands warm as they go about their duties. You all try to keep warm as well. It's not like fires can really be built on a wooden ship. Most people spend their free time in the galley, where the little fire that can be held on a ship is the door closed, the heat from the Knoll Honey's kitchen, trying to warm everyone. It is a little over 2 weeks when you reach the frozen Northland. You have a pretty good idea of where Bleakwatch Prison is. There's no secret about it. It is the most notorious prison in Damars. It is the place where the worst of the worst are sent to freeze out the rest of their days. You know, it is as much iron as it is ice, and it is patrolled by Imperial guards. You don't exactly know much more than that. There are more rumors and legends about the place. No one's ever broken out. So you all have gotten to the small supply town of, what the hell did I spell? Hvitur. Sorry, it was Nordic. Hvitur. Hvitur. The Innocents cannot dock here. There are too many ice flows, too many icebergs, essentially. You can take a longboat to get to land, if you want to call it that. It is essentially a glacier, but it is the only kind of civilization, even if you want to call it that, for a long, long way. And it is the closest thing to civilization you will find to Bleakwatch Prison. It is still several miles to the prison itself, but this is where you find yourselves. So do you all want to do anything before you go ashore?
I'd like to talk to Callisto, if I could.
Absolutely. And I apologize. In all of that, I completely forgot several things, even though I went over it with my players beforehand. I just got too excited. So I'm sorry, folks. We're going to back up just a second because I do actually want to talk about St. Jude for just a second and also about the incentives for this campaign. So for the month of May, on this channel, Evasariad's channel, we are doing a charity campaign for St. Jude. We are raising money for that. There are several incentives that you can directly donate to, and I'm going to go over those in just a second. But St. Jude is a phenomenal cancer research foundation, which benefits essentially children's oncology efforts. So if that is something that you have the ability to, we highly appreciate you donating to it. And the incentives are as such, which kind of tie into the incentives for this game. So for $5, a $5 donation, you can both get your name on the wall right behind Eva, written on a lovely heart, and you can also offer an advantage to a single player. For $15, you get a thank you postcard. For $50, you get to contribute an NPC or magic item to an upcoming D&D game, potentially even this one. For $100, you get a terrible animal drawing. And for $500, the very lovely Eva, the very talented Eva, will DM a TTRPG one-shot for you. There are also milestones we will hit, including $200, where you can enter to win a Sunken RPG PDF, I'm assuming?
Yes.
Okay. For $350, Eva will dress up as, I've never actually heard this name, so I know who it is, but I've never heard it out loud. Lady
Mommy.
Hot Vampire Mommy. Yes, from Resident Evil. Lady Dimitrescu.
I think.
Yes. And for $500, there is a Call of the Sea game giveaway. So check all of that out. If you donate during this, like I said, it still affects this game as well, which we have our own kind of incentives for this game, where if you subscribe, $5, 500 bits advantage. The equivalent of $10 is a single crit. $25 is group advantage, and $50 is a group crit. You can also, if you donate $30, get two things. If you donate $30, you both get your name on the thank you wall, get a thank you postcard, and you introduce a black spot, which is a complication to this game. It is something that I rule as the DM that adds a little more difficulty to something that the players are doing at the time. So they're about to break into the most notorious prison on the planet. Not a bad time for a black spot and get some extra stuff with it. So all that said, the campaign is going on all throughout May. We definitely appreciate your support throughout. I think that brings us up to speed. Am I forgetting anything else?
No, that was perfect. Thank you.
Okay.
I
I apologize and I appreciate you.
I can't find my snack. It's fine.
It's just a line. That's all it is.
It is
Oh.
much better than a line. Thank you. Now I'm gonna have to find it.
A line with a circle. That's how you know it's not a worm. Okay. So Proximus, you wanted to talk to Captain Callisto, who is still at the helm.
Is she Captain Callisto now?
Yeah, she's still captain.
She doesn't own the ship.
She's still captain though.
Ah.
Scarlet's not captain. Eula owned the ship before. Callisto was one captain of the Innocents, and that is Callisto Everhart.
Just like you can have an owner of a football team, but
Yes.
Got the general
they're
manager.
still not the coach.
Yeah. So okay. So
was super relevant.
what is this? Yeah, I'm trying to think. I can't. So Gillette is Eula Salt Smile. Scarlet is Bill Belichick, and then Callisto is Tom Brady, I guess. Not anymore, but that was the last time I watched football, so that's the best reference I have. Okay. So yes, Callisto is still standing at the helm. She is still captain. There is a sheet of ice which is kind of formed on her shoulders. The weird thing is she's always been cold. She doesn't appear to be affected by the cold surrounding you all now. She has not added layers, whereas everyone else is wearing furs, heavy coats, gloves, mittens, all that kind of stuff. Nothing's really changed for her.
Captain, can I speak to you, please?
Yes. What is it?
I know something has changed within me, and I know you know what that is.
I do.
I feel a darkness growing within me, and I do not understand it. I'd like you to explain this to me, since you are the one that I saw in my dream.
Proximus, that wasn't a dream.
What do you mean?
Proximus, you know what I am.
Yes.
I've given a little bit of that to you to keep you from becoming what I am. Because I assure you, if you stay on the path you are on, you will never be allowed to rest. I've given you a little bit of finality. And you can trade that in when you need it most. I don't want you to become me, Proximus.
I think I thank you. I am I feel like I am the most committed to the great Queen Mother, and yet I am the one that everyone pities or has felt sorry for.
And you don't see how those two
me.
things are related?
I am learning very slowly here. But I need to learn what is going on with me.
I have given you a little bit of death, Proximus. A little bit of death that you can trade in. I went there, Proximus, for the briefest of moments, and she pulled me back out. With her tendrils and her claws, she ripped me from my afterlife. I have given you a piece of myself so that you may one day know peace.
Can you teach me more?
If you're willing to learn and unlearn.
I'm ready.
Good. This will have to be later, but if you're willing to learn, and you say you are, I am willing to teach you.
Thank you, Captain. I'll let you be now. Thank you.
And she just turns back.
I slowly go below deck, and I'd like to go back to my closet
Mm-hmm.
and just etch in like what's happened this past couple weeks or whatever. But that's all.
Your closet journal, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So anything anyone wanted to grab on the ship? There are ship supplies. I am happy to go over them with you, should you like. You have access to all of them. So it's your ship.
Who wants to drink your drink?
Okay then. All right. Well, let me have that pulled up, and then Winnie, roll it.
I don't. Gonna be honest, I don't know that much
Mhm.
about sea elf biology. Like cold water seems like cold doesn't seem like it would really affect them that much.
Do you have resistance to cold at all as a sea elf? I don't think so. No. Then cold would affect you. Like, okay, for all of us, we can stand like a little bit of cold water, but
Okay,
you're
yes.
in the Arctic Circle, essentially. You're not gonna it's not like you're made of water. Like, if you were a water genasi, we might have a different conversation here. But
This is not argument. Absolutely accepting it because this is a D&D
Yeah.
problem. That water's cold. Like
it is.
The only place you're not going to be cold in the water is like at the surface in San Diego. That's it. Cancun, maybe. Is that a beach town?
There is a difference between water which is deep, and there's a difference between water which is in the Arctic Circle. I would argue. Okay.
So still, either way, also grabbing cold water. But she's gonna wait and just see what effect this drink has on her. Just
Go ahead and roll your D100 and let's see what chaos you've decided to.
Antlers. I feel like that's rude to like punch through a hat or something. 81.
81.
I feel good about this. This is a good one.
You've rolled this one before. Okay. Roll 3 more times. And you're getting all 3 effects. You did this your first time.
36?
What
Okay.
is this?
Well, I have a
This is Havoc's tonic of undiluted chaos. This is something I found in my PDFs. I don't remember where it came from. I think it appeared like a cursed object, and I've decided to use it. So 36.
It's great.
Eda, stop rolling those dice. You're rolling the exact same thing you did last time. That's the antlers one. Roll it. I'm not giving you antlers again. Roll another one.
Ellie wanted the
Oh!
antlers.
All right. You get antlers again. You literally rolled the exact same 2 rolls that you did last time. I don't know how that's possible.
I think
It's literally a 2% chance of that happening.
What does a 24 get me?
Oh no. Okay. So Winnie, you your antlers reappear. Do you get? Or is that a positive reaction for you?
To the antlers?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't destroy someone's like random hat. Like they're fine.
Okay, you're happy they're back.
I'm not unhappy. Yeah, they're neat. They're pretty. They're
Okay.
like a nice little accessory.
So you kind of just like feel them.
Yeah, like they're less of a surprise this time. And I feel like maybe they'd be a little different. Like these would just be like little. I think before they were like long.
Do they have velvet?
Yeah, I feel like these are like.
Are they the velvet ones?
Like reindeer, yeah, caribou antlers. It is when you were grabbing the antlers that you kind of your hand hurts, like you ow, that really hurt. And you look down on your hands, and I'll let you decide what side of your hands this is on, because we might get a little more Guillermo del Toro than we want to here. But you have grown 2 eyes on your hands.
Yes.
So the antlers are for I think 8 days.
The antlers 34, 1d4 days.
Oh.
So we need to roll how many days you. No, I'm sorry. That's 34. Where's the antlers? No, I'm sorry. Did you roll 34 or 36? It must have been a 36. Okay, yeah, 1d8 days. So go ahead and roll a d8 for the antlers. Dear God.
Cat paw under the door, and it was terrifying. I'm sorry, D8.
1d8.
It's a 7.
7 days of antlers.
Cool. How long on the eyes before I like pick what side? I'm thinking the outside.
You have 1d4 days of eye hands.
Okay, 2 days.
2 days, and you have advantage on all sight-based perception checks.
Cool.
Convenient.
And you got 1 more roll.
What does an 89 get me?
Another roll. We're ignoring everything over 70.
44.
44. Oh no. Oh no. Eva, I want you to look up the stats for Decanter of Endless Water.
Yeah. That's good, right?
You now have everything it can do with your mouth.
Oh no.
I do remember that there is a geyser aspect.
There is. This is so exciting.
You can hydro pump. You can
We're in the Arctic. It's gonna freeze so quick.
yeah, you can blastoise somebody apparently.
So this is a choice because I have to speak the command word. It's
It
not
is.
like,
Yeah, it's not like you every time you open your mouth water is coming out. No, you have God damn it. Yep. Roll a d4. We're going to see how long this lasts.
3.
Everybody's just
Derek,
3
this
days.
is your table.
I know it is, and I feel like I can't stop it. I'm sitting in a car with no steering wheel at this point.
There are a few things I have asked for. This elixir was not one of them. This was
It was not.
This was voluntarily
It was a gift.
offered. I can words. Yeah.
Oh, I had to sacrifice. The debt must be paid. Okay.
So 3 days and 3 hours.
3 days.
Cool.
Sure is. Hi, Steve.
I think that was Marlo says
Oh, that was okay. No, it was a Tressum. Because that's why we have Tressums on this ship, is just in case.
It is. That was Serona.
Mm-hmm.
That's and then I'm just gonna be like all getting cozy up in some.
Okay, so you have some warm clothes. Like I said, there are winter clothing. There is winter clothing, which is available to each and every one of you, should you want it. Can't remember. Does Proximus have resistance to cold?
I do have resistance to cold.
Yeah, I was gonna say because
Is Proximus just hanging out with in the usual, just no shirt
off? Yeah. I don't even have my armor on. I just have a pair of shorts. And I'm just
sleeves, no worries, man.
Yeah, gills
Guns out, guns out.
I would like to grab the grappling hook and a climber's kit.
Sure.
And how many, just a quick question, how many of these smoke grenades do we have?
There are 10 smoke grenades. So you would be asking Trosho for this. Trosho, the Lokatha quartermaster. And, you want a grappling hook? Sure. Just one for you? You want more for everyone?
Well, I think that we're going to go in very slow and only with our party. So I think we will only need one. Is that? I don't know. I don't climb. This is nothing that I've done before, but I feel like we might have to do it. I want to be prepared.
Take 5 just in case.
5?
Grappling hook.
It looks like a hook, yes. I will take 2. How about that? Is that fair?
It's literally free, but sure. All right.
Okay. And what does this little thing do, this round thing? And he starts poking the grenade.
No.
Oh, what does
stop.
What does this do? Here.
Smacks the hand.
Easy.
Trying to contemporize this. Okay, when you poke an octopus and it makes all the big inky whatever, right? Or a squid.
Yes,
okay.
I do know this.
It's like that, but instead of ink in the water where it goes over, it's smoke.
That sounds ridiculous. I will take 5.
All right, 5 smoke grenades. You wanted climber's kit, one of those. I'll give you some rope as well. You're breaking into Bleakwatch?
Do you think that I need something else?
Any you good at breaking into stuff?
What do I need for this? I am ill prepared for any of this. You understand this?
Very aware.
You know where I am from.
I do. Right. Manacles? No, that's kinky. No, I think you'll be fine. Honestly, anything else that you need that you're just like, hey, I grabbed this. That's fine. Because there is a whole list. I don't think you'll need an abacus, to be fair, but yeah, just you got all the stuff you need. Okay. Anything else anyone would like to do before you go ashore?
I would like a replacement second net, please.
Yes, you have lost your affection for your previously favorite net. There's an attachment.
Yeah, it like a comfortable pair of slippers or something. Plus it's the only net I have left, so I would like.
Okay. Yeah, you can take another net. But it will never be another net.
Unless it is, and I roll on it again.
And I mean, literally, yeah, it's another net. Yeah. Okay. All right. Anything else, you chaotic children? Okay. So the longboat dodges the ice flows and the icebergs as it gets you to what shore there is. There actually is kind of a rocky beach. There is a little bit of sand here, which is kind of built up against the ice itself. And in the middle distance, you can see light coming. The sun has started to fade. You're far enough north that there's little sun to be had anyway. And you start making your way towards the light in the distance, this warm light kind of over the horizon, the town of Hvitur, so you think. And it's pretty cold as you move along. Oh God, yeah. All right, well. So you get to the town of Hvitur. Less of a town, a village, maybe. There are some structures, mostly packed with ice. There is like some wood which has been used in their construction. A lot of tents, to be honest, these dome type tents, very large, but this very much has a nomadic aspect to it, although you are aware that this town has existed for some time. And there are many folks moving about, many of them bundled up tight. A lot of them are rather large. And as you look around, you realize that this village in particular is inhabited predominantly by Goliath. There are humans as well, and, well, you assume humans. There are medium-sized humanoids as well, smaller than Goliaths at least. Everybody's very bundled up in furs and parkas and everything else, so it's kind of tough to tell who's who. You look around and there's light coming from one of the larger structures. The tents themselves almost have these windows built into them, and you can see that there are fires burning in the center of them, smoke pouring out through the holes in the roof. And you look around, it's pretty barren. There's not a lot else out here. Everybody can go ahead and roll perception checks.
Would this be a sight-based perception check?
It would be. Using your eye hands, just
They're very...
like a nightmare Iron Man.
15.
It's literally just Pan's Labyrinth over here.
It really is, yeah. I'm sorry, Eva, what was yours?
I don't want to talk about it. Look, it's
Okay.
hard.
Michael, what
like,
was
with
yours?
the hands.
8.
Mine's also 8. Hey.
I'm actually going to use one of my advantages
do
for
it.
that.
Okay. It's this is minor, so
15.
okay. So Proximus and Scarlet, Winnie, your new eye hands are kind of getting dried out a little bit, and you're trying to like get them to they're in mittens. That's the problem. You've got gloves on.
Every once in a while, I just open my mouth and just like...
Please, no, please. I'm begging you, don't finish that sentence. Proximus and Scarlet, you look around, and in addition to the humanoids that are walking around, there are a couple of different types of animals as well. There are, Proximus would probably have never seen any of these, but Scarlet, you'd be familiar with one of them predominantly. You'd probably never seen the other two before. There are dogs, husky dogs, heavy coats, sleds which have been parked, and they are very vocal kind of animals, so they're kind of just barking into the cold. They don't seem uncomfortable at all. They're more just excited to keep moving sort of thing. Next to them, it's kind of like there's a stable area sort of thing, and the stables are rather large. And Scarlet, you notice the reason that they are this large is because they don't house horses. They house mammoths. These large, hairy, elephantine type creatures with these very curved tusks to them. And many of them have kind of barding on them, saddles and saddlebags and everything else. And you see there's a couple of Goliath who are kind of tending to one of them and brushing out the very thick fur on the side of it. And the last thing you see is parked far from the mammoths and the dogs are polar bears. Very large, bright white ursine creatures. Some of them are bedecked not only in barding, but actually all of them have harnesses, if not saddles on them. But a couple of them actually have armored barding as well. And that is what you see.
What are those things there? They ride them?
Yeah. They do.
Do you think we could get them
And
I want one.
to let Proximus ride one? Oh,
I was going to see if we could use them to get us where we need to go. Yeah.
Let's do it.
All right. Be my guest. You're all the smooth talkers. Go for it.
You said that you were going to do this. I don't know. Do I talk to the big one or
is
do I
someone
talk to the
here?
smaller one?
We would like to ride one bear, please.
You do that.
Very well.
One bear? Two bear.
So Winnie, you're yelling just into the cold because the bears are not in the stable. They are not near the mammoths. They
I'm
are
heading
kind of just
off
like
towards the bear department, please.
okay. You're just yelling towards the bear department.
Yes.
I follow her.
Can I speak to a bear manager, please? A very large, wearing the furs, which you would actually identify as being mammoth furs, kind of draped around his shoulders. Goliath kind of steps out. You see who is kneeling behind one of the armored bears, one of the very large ones, and he stands up and he steps out, and he just kind of scowls down at you, Winnie.
Hi. Hi, I'm Winnie. We would like to talk to you about your bears, please, and thank you.
Okay. What do you want to know about my bears?
We want to know if we can rent them.
No. No, these bears are not for rent. These are...
I mean, we'd buy them, but I don't know if they'd fit on the ship when we're done.
No, you will not. You will not buy my bears. You are new here.
What gave that away?
We tried so hard to blend in.
No. My name is Threimnir. I am chief of Hvitur. Welcome to my village. You cannot buy or rent bears. Bears are sacred to my people. Only Goliath chief can ride bears.
Wonderful. Then do you want to do a favor for us?
Not particularly.
I mean,
I'm sorry. You. I am being unhospitable. I can take you to get a drink. You all seem very cold. We can talk more when you are warm. Duh.
That sounds good.
Yes.
Sure. Yes, let's do this.
I'm Winnie. This is my best friend Scarlet, and this is my other best friend Proximus.
I just nail my hand on her face, of her mouth.
Hello, I'm Proximus.
Can we leave the introductions for when we're actually to a destination?
Mm-hmm.
All right, wonderful.
Sure.
I'll take my hand away from Winnie's face.
I think being sassy, Winnie. I already hate this.
Uh-oh.
Winnie would have absolutely licked the inside of your hand, though.
But you don't want to just cast Geyser on Scarlet's hand?
No, it's cold. That's mean.
It is. And you want to make sure people don't have eyes on their palms before you lick them, because then that gets extra weird.
What?
Mm-hmm.
I'm 99% confident she does not have eyes on her hands before I do that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Little
so
scaly though.
Yeah, that's fine. That's in the realm of not a surprise.
Threimnir leads you all to one of the larger structures. It is, again, dome-like, very much like a canvas kind of exterior to it, but you can almost feel warmth emanating from it. And as you pass through the flap of the tent, you see that it's just full of people. You've found yourself the local drinking hole, the local gathering space, the local place where people get warm. And there are just folks mulling about at several different tables. You see mostly humanoids. You see someone who doesn't classify as your typical humanoid as well. And Threimnir will indicate... Mare, why don't you go ahead and describe your character for me?
So Acacia is currently sitting down near a table, and by sitting, I mean she's not using a chair. She has folded up all four legs underneath of her because she is a centaur. Acacia has reddish brown chestnut hair in a braid to the side that has two large streaks of white in it, a leather band around her forehead. It's hard to tell what kind of equipment she has because, as you said, it is extremely cold. So I am bundled up in my own furs with a blanket across my withers. And if you look very closely, I actually have leg warmers on each of my four hoofs. Through the glimpses, you can kind of see that I have a reddish brown and white pattern. And I'll put a picture in chat for all of you to see what kind of horse I am. And I am definitely drinking something warm.
Yes, there is mulled wine, there's warmed mead, a number of other hot drinks, tea, if you're into that sort of thing and don't want to just, condense your blood vessels to feel warm but actually be warm. Threimnir will indicate Acacia. You are this friend of yours, another outsider, newcomer, stranger. No, these are all bad words.
They're not impolite.
I feel like they are all accurate.
Were you meeting up with her?
I know you.
How far away am I? Or are they
You'd be probably across the way. It's up to you if you want to start getting closer, but he would have indicated maybe about 20 feet away.
Yeah, I'm probably, I think it's like a circular tent.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably near the edge on the other side of the room, so across the room. But okay. I'm also very large because we've decided that I am not a medium-sized centaur like it says in Guildmaster Guide to Ravnica. I am size category large.
You take up that 10-foot space like you earned it.
I have earned it.
Okay, so yeah, well, if you're on the farthest end, they've just walked in. That's probably about 40 feet away. That's a big tent. So yeah, Winnie, did you recognize a friend?
I feel like my pool of centaurs is probably not super large.
Mm-hmm. Well, a pool of centaurs would have to be pretty large.
That's true, and I'm mad about it. So Winnie is just going to bound across the tent. Also, that's a good way to stay warm, is bounding. And stop in front of you and let's see, Acacia? Yes?
Kind of drinking my lovely cup of mulled wine. And I kind of, actually, you're short, I am big. I'm probably on eye level with you while I'm on the ground.
Yeah. Hi, it's me, Winnie.
Oh.
It's okay, I get that a lot.
You sold me that thing across a couple continents away, right?
Yeah. I hope it, helped you out a little bit.
It did. I was not expecting to see familiar faces around here. Nice to see you again.
Whitney, do you know everyone?
That would be
It seems to be
silly.
that way.
I don't know. She's gonna take a solid look around the room. You said it's fairly crowded?
Yeah, there's a decent amount of people in here.
That person, I don't know. And she's gonna pick out just some absolutely random Goliath in a corner somewhere.
Noted.
Hi, I'm Ivan.
Hello,
Hi,
Ivan.
See?
Hi.
Now I know everybody.
I am very surprised to see a familiar face in the middle of cold nowhere.
I would think it would be a surprise too, but Threimnir?
Mm-hmm.
Said you were expecting us, which is weird because I thought our visit here was a secret. Scarlet, isn't it a secret?
It's not well known, though.
I was not expecting you or waiting for you. Sorry, excuse my rudeness, and I will kind of amble up onto all four hooves, and I, at the flank, I am at 5 foot, and then you have the human part. And I will hold out my hand to Scarlet for a handshake as well as Proximus. I am Acacia.
Oh, I have never met anything like you before. I am
Anyone.
Proximus.
I am not a thing. I am an anyone.
Oh, yes. I am learning that very quickly. Thank you.
Pardon
Nice to
him,
meet
he's new to the surface.
I can see. What brings you to this very, very, very small village?
We're looking for something. We were told it was around here.
I wish you the best of luck.
What are you doing here?
I am looking for someone.
You have so much in common. You two, looking for things and people.
I feel like everyone is really large here. As Proximus looks around and
Perhaps
No
you are
longer
just
the-
very small everywhere else.
No longer just the tallest one in the room.
I'm
Yes.
actually a fairly small to medium-sized centaur, so
oh, this is also new. I need a drink. I am going to go over to the bar, and I'll let you figure this out.
Did you get me something sweet?
Red or blue?
Red.
you would like, you
All
can
right.
tell them to put it on my tab.
Oh, thank you.
Threimnir will walk over with you, Proximus.
Before he goes, I'd like to ask, hey, why did you think we were all meeting up?
Strangers do not come to Hvitur that often. I figured strangers meet with strangers. It was false logic, but I have no regrets.
But it got us out of your hair. Does he have hair?
I am a Goliath. I have no hair.
Yep.
I am not.
That's
I am
why you
not-
ride the polar bears. To keep warm.
We ride the polar bears because if we have to ride into battle, they can also eat our enemies.
It's a very solid
Kinda,
plan.
kind of the
They're
reason I wanted
majestic
the
animals.
rent one.
Yeah, that'd be ever so helpful.
For what?
Renting a polar bear
That's the reason we wanted to rent
Yeah.
one.
Oh, yes.
to eat our enemies.
Let's see how tonight goes. Sometimes exceptions can be made. If not, we have dogs and mammoths that are always available for rent.
Before you walk away, I know you were very gracious to lead me here when I arrived. Is there any place publicly that I can stay the evening?
We have accommodations that would be sizable enough for you. Tents we could rent to you.
Thank you.
Most of us just get drunk and pass out on the floor in here, so if that is something you are interested in,
Not the drunk part.
fair.
Does the floor look...
Proximus arrives back with the drinks. Here you go, Vinny.
And at this point, I probably sat back down.
Would they have some sort of fruity drink, or would
Red
it be
drink?
like a reddish mead?
So Proximus asked for something sweet and was handed a warmed mead, and then asked for it to be red, and the Goliath called over another one that had a big cut on his arm. Ew. No, they're not the ones with the fangs. They only come in the winter when it is always dark. No, it's just all our drinks here are brown. It will be fine.
But is this one sweet? It needs to be sugary. It has to be.
It is made from 10 pounds of honey.
Oh, fair enough. Thank you very much.
Yeah, fun fact, it takes 10 pounds of honey to make one bottle of mead.
We're gonna need a lot of bees.
Lollies.
Now I want mead.
Another reason to save the
Right?
bees, y'all.
Save the bees.
Does the floor look particularly accommodating? Is it disgusting? Or
The floor is covered in furs. So think about a shag carpet,
I don't want to.
and then think about a shag carpet that is tread upon countless times by Goliaths in a restaurant.
I regret asking.
So, boys' college dorm. Noted.
Boys' college dorm with layers, yeah.
Oh, gross.
I'm leaving my gloves on for that investigation. Okay.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm barefoot, so
Oh.
it's all in my web toes. Just sticky.
If nothing else, the snow is probably packed in there enough that, yeah, maybe it's not sticking, or maybe it's just sticking to the snow. Ugh.
I think when Proximus gets back with Winnie's drink, and I've sat back down, and are there chairs? Chairs?
They're all like benches.
Okay. And
It is communal sitting sort of thing.
Yeah, I pat a bench for everyone if they would like to sit with me. Let's catch up. What have you been up to?
Winnie pops right up on that bench.
Girl, I'll sit down.
So will Proximus.
Well, oh gosh, let's see. Between the last time I saw you and now, I think Winnie would take like at least 10 minutes to just like the story of her life it up. And I'm not going to subject you to that because this is not an indefinite campaign. And then eventually, get through to the beginning of this adventure, and unless she just trusts everybody, unless someone stops her, she'd be like, well, Eula sent us on this mission to like find a thing, and it was just
Secret stuff.
No one needs to know everything, Winnie.
It is Acacia, correct?
Acacia, yes.
Okay. Can we help you in any way? And maybe you can help us. It seems like we have all come here for a reason.
I just want to kind of size everybody up. Just by looking at everybody, can I get like a vibe on why they might be here? There's like only 2 things to my knowledge what's in this area. Is there anything in this area that I might not know exists?
You would think, yeah, strangers coming to, I mean, there's nothing else besides this village, and Bleakwatch Prison for like at least 100 miles. Like the only reason that you've reasoned out that the Empire even lets Hvitur stand is that it is a trading hub just in case they need extra supplies, and they don't think that Goliath actually posed that big of a threat to them. Otherwise, it would have been wiped out decades ago. So they're probably not coming here for the salted fish. I'll give that to you without an insight check because you've done your research on Bleakwatch.
I've done my research. Maybe not talking about it here, but I think we can be mutually beneficial.
That'd be great.
I do like a good trade.
What was that, Winnie?
I just said that'd be great.
Oh, yes. Maybe the accommodations that the chieftain has offered to us, if they are hopefully quiet. Otherwise, a nice walk in the snow with the wind howling will keep any voices hushed.
Very much so. We will follow you then.
Yeah.
Winnie will take a
I'll stand up
giant, like, slug of her mead,
Chug.
which she has never had before. And she usually drinks, like, virgin daiquiris or virgin pina coladas, or 'cause she's in it for the sugar. So I expect the alcohol is probably going to hit her here at some point. But
Okay. Go ahead and roll a Constitution saving throw then.
But she loves it. She loves the mead. Oh, 16.
Okay.
I've got Constitution, y'all.
You do. Okay. Yeah, you... It feels... It's warming, absolutely. You don't feel like tipsy or anything like that. Yeah, you're feeling good. Maybe just like a little more confident than you normally are. A little more talkative, even for Winnie.
Y'all in trouble.
Well, maybe check out the accommodations. If they're not to our liking, we can at least say, hey, we want a room. And then we can walk past behind the very loud barking dogs.
Sounds like a good idea. I would like to get something to eat for the road, or at least for the evening. We've been traveling all day, so I'm gonna head up to the bar and ask.
Sure. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, what are you going to ask for, Proximus?
Is there anything to eat here, sir?
The Goliath behind the bar just gives you like this really big, pearly white toothy grin. And goes, yeah, we do. Yeah, you're a grown boy, aren't you? And he's going to kind of go behind to where there are these almost cold lockers, sort of chests. And he opens one of them, and a like Flintstone-sized hunk of meat he pulls out, and he just kind of thumps it down. You ever had salted mammoth before?
Oh, I assure you that I have never had that before.
Well, now you have. And he kind of just hands it to you.
Thank you. What do I owe you?
You said it was on Acacia's tab, right?
Yes, indeed it is. I feel like I owe her something now, though. This is a lot. Thank you very much. You are so large. Hey, thank you.
Well, you get there too, little boy. I believe in you. You keep growing. You listen to your paw.
I sure hope so. Paw. Okay. Yes. Thank you. And he picks it up and like lifts it over his shoulder.
Maybe put on a coat or something. You're looking cold. You're very blue.
Oh, this is my color. I am that is the color that I am. Thank you. I'm fine though.
Okay, Acacia, you lead them all from the tavern tent to
pay my tab.
You do pay your tab. Okay. Your tab is probably with those drinks, we'll say like 5 gold
Yeah, sure.
for everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
With the salted mammoth?
With a salted mammoth. I mean, that's common cuisine for them there. They got, mammoth by the stable.
Okay.
Yeah. You gotta think, like, a gold goes a long way.
Okay.
Reasonable prices in D&D? Never thought I'd see the day.
More likely than you think.
There's 10,000
I think I have
more
enough
for a
for all of
spyglass.
us.
Yes, a communal mammoth haunch. I should have given you like salted trunk. That would have been better. Oh well, this isn't Skyrim. Okay, so Acacia, you lead them all to the tent that you are renting, your rent tent.
Yeah, I'll probably rent a tent.
Yes, rent a tent. It's
Rent a
like
tent.
painted on the side.
If they have something near the edge of town, I want that one.
Yeah, that is absolutely doable. It is far from the barking dogs. You do pass by the barking dogs, and all of them are kind of like wagging their tails. But when they see Acacia, a couple of them, like the tails are still wagging, but like the head tilts a little bit.
I smell different.
You do, yeah. They're just kind of like person, horse, person. Both good. Yeah, okay.
I love dogs. We don't deserve dogs.
And you find your way to the tent. It is cold inside, but there is a center area where you can build a fire if you want to. And there's enough sleeping space for all of you, probably a couple of more, depending on how tight you want it to get. But it is probably a good, 20 feet across. Again, another circular dome tent.
You would immediately start the little brazier. And I feel like with my body heat, it would also start getting warm fairly quickly.
Yeah, the heat emanating from your leg warmers.
Tent, sweet tent.
Enough
It
for
looks
me.
good to me. You just
Scarlet's like up on the fire.
Do you want my blanket? It might smell like horse, but it's warm.
If you offering, I will take. Much appreciated.
And I will put my nice, very warm, thick
Just
blanket
get, like,
that smells like horse around you. Yeah, basically.
So Proximus has been practicing crisscross applesauce for a while, and he just sits down very smoothly. Crisscross applesauce just floats down, and he arm pumps like nailed it.
Just looking confusion at Winnie and Scarlet, but I don't say anything.
Don't ask.
Somewhere on an island, a man in a mask just nods. He did it.
Well,
Winnie will sit down.
there's
next
only-
to the fire.
there's no reason why people come here. I'm going to be quite honest. I don't think you're here for the mammoths or the polar bears.
No, I told you we're looking for something.
Or someone, because there's a prison like not too far. Let's be real.
Well, I mean, we think that
If someone has something.
Yeah.
I see. They must have done something real bad if they're up here.
Yeah. Well. He knew the company I kept. He wouldn't be surprised.
When Winnie says it,
Have
it's
I
too
heard of
much. But when Scarlet says it, it's just right.
Have I heard of Scarlet?
That is a good question. In your circles, go ahead and roll me a, what would that be? History, maybe?
Probably history.
Yeah. So that or just general intelligence, but if you have proficiency in history. it'd be
Yeah, I
not
have proficiency in history. 18.
Okay. Yes. You would have absolutely, in your circles, heard word of Eula Salt Smile. Whereas your organizations are perhaps a little more based around land. Not always. Eula is kind of known as a very notorious pirate queen. And not always, but sometimes when the name of Eula Salt Smile is mentioned, her right hand is mentioned as well. A red-headed siren with an affinity for secrets and pretty brutal nature. At least that's what the stories say. She can be.
Well, pirates don't usually keep good company, right, Scarlet Shores?
So you know me.
I've heard stories.
Hmm.
Mostly about your boss. But you have honorable mentions.
You're a delight, Scarlet. Of course people have heard of you.
Winnie. I can't imagine those stories being very good.
They should be.
Oh, no, absolutely not. It's usually about, piratey stuff, taking things and other pursuits, whatever y'all do.
Whatever we do.
I mostly do stuff on land.
Noted.
But
So-
anyway, you're here for something on a someone.
And you're here for someone.
Yep. I kind of pat a scroll/map case that's part of my pack. I plan on breaking in.
So do we.
That is
Maybe they're
oddly
neighbors.
convenient.
Isn't it just?
So, Scarlet, Vilkas would have told you the name of the person that you're looking for. He didn't know much more than their name, but that was what the story said, was that this individual was somehow able to be the only one to break into Ogden Ironback's vault. And they had just a singular name, but it was Curio. And he told you before he left that Curio is being held at Bleakwatch. And that Curio, as far as he knew, still had the item in question on their person.
Do you know where they're located in Bleakwatch? In the lovely icebox?
I don't.
Do you know where your person is?
What are you looking for?
I heard two people talking at once. What was that?
Who are you looking for?
Oh, just someone very dear to me.
So you're breaking them out to, free them?
Yeah.
We're not going to do the same.
I mean, well, we
Shame.
could. There's no reason we couldn't.
Well, we're going in for the same reason, to break something out. What you do with your with your thing, is frankly none of my business, and I hope you'll extend me the same courtesy of my person is none of your business.
Deal.
Fair enough.
Do you happen to have a map or anything of the prison?
I do, actually.
Our intel didn't have much more than a name.
And with that, I will take out a map
To be fair, he was
out of the scroll case.
bleeding pretty badly, but
And I
We
will
fixed him.
unroll it, and I don't put it anywhere because no, I'll probably put it on the fur ground because I'm assuming this fur is on the floor. The map is crudely drawn, but it is more extensive than what you have, frankly.
Nothing.
Well, I don't know how accurate it is, but I know it's not inaccurate. I got this from someone who actually escaped and had to do it from memory.
More information than we have, so I
Yes.
appreciate that.
Benevolent GM, were they able to mark out where my person is on the map?
They would have escaped long before your individual
Okay.
got to that prison. That's kind of the thing, is that the legend of Bleakwatch is nobody's broken out. But this person claims that, well, why would they want anyone to know that people have
Right.
gotten out?
Right.
So your map does show that Bleakwatch Prison is kind of set almost into a glacial valley, essentially. So there are these high walls, these high ice walls, kind of that go out a couple of 100 feet in all directions surrounding this area. And then at the center is this pillar of ice that the Bleakwatch Prison has actually been built into. So it is essentially, there is one way in and one way out, and that is a lift system at the very bottom. Otherwise, it is essentially a sheer ice wall trying to climb up this thing. And it extends pretty far into the sky, and the way that your individual said they were able to escape is they were able to essentially fake their own death And just as the bodies were being taken out of that one entrance, one exit, they managed to essentially slip away. They survived the icy. Well, all the bodies, they told you, were basically dumped into the icy waters surrounding this Arctic Circle. And they were able to survive that cold. And were able to find their way to Hvitur and get some food and warmth. Yeah, heal, essentially. And were able to escape from there. But they were barely able to do that. And they did warn you that since then, the guard has probably become aware of that sort of escape technique.
As you can see, and you probably can see it when there's light out far off in the distance, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, it glints with the sky. So you would know from, you probably would have scouted out. You would know that it is patrolled on ground by piloted Warforged Titans, that it is defended from the air, just in case anyone has wyverns or aarakocra or whatever else, ballista that patrol the skies, and there is no access by sea.
As you can see, and you might have seen it on your way in. I don't know what time you sailed in, but it's very hard to climb. I'm not climbing, I'll tell you that right now. Hooves are not good for climbing. Very
Neither
difficult.
are fins.
Hard to get in, not to mention the big old Warforged Titans out there that will give you a nasty blow. But this is better than nothing. Is there a warden's office on the map?
You would think that the warden's office would be at the very, very top.
I think if we want to find out where the things and people we're looking for, we might want to try and get to records or something along those lines, but it's going to be hard.
That makes a lot of sense.
What your diagram shows is that there is not a docking bay, because there's not necessarily docking. There is a parking lot. No, there's an area at the very bottom where the Warforged Titans are stored, basically out of the cold. That is, they all basically line up in this area, and then there's a lift system that brings prisoners in. So when prisoners are first brought to Bleakwatch, they are marched past these Warforged Titans. They are shown, they are displayed the things that will be keeping them there for probably the rest of their lives. And then they are there's a mechanical lift, winches and gears that lift them into the prison proper. And then from there on, it is just layer after layer, level after level of prisons literally carved into the ice with iron bars and doors built into them. So a lot of people don't survive the cold. That's what takes most people.
I just leave the map on the ground if anyone else wants to look at it. Honestly, I was probably just going to do my best to sneak in.
I don't think there's going to be much snaking.
Well, I can't get in one of those Titans to try to get past. Too big.
One of us could, though.
Are you?
When
how are you not going to get seen?
Do you know how these Titans work?
I mean, I'm good with things. Like mechanical things. I would like to think, just as flavor, that maybe a little were-shark pokes its head out of her bag.
I was going to say the same thing. It just pokes its head out and just dabs.
I was trying not to be rude earlier, but one, what is that? Two, why do you have horns?
It's a long story. Someone likes to experiment with things.
Yeah, see, I'm good at things. Also, sometimes they go a little
awry.
Yeah.
Good word.
Sure.
Winnie, do you think if we could get you close enough, you could get in one of those Titans?
I feel very confident. That's a plus, not a negative. So yes, I feel very confident about it. Don't know until you try.
You're optimistic? You're optimistic.
Yeah, I don't know what was in that drink, but it was really good. And I feel really good about this plan.
No But what about Proximus and Scarlet? Something tells me that this tall person in armor is not capable of sneaking proficiently.
Oh, my armor is very quiet, and
Okay.
so am I.
Okay.
However,
Are you sure about that?
Acacia, go ahead and roll an investigation check, since you would have some experience with fenced goods and.
No. Single digits.
Nope. Okay.
4.
Okay. Yeah. Just gonna take Proximus' word for it then.
Okay. All right. You know what? Appearances
Do we
can be
know-
deceiving because I am very quiet and it might not seem like I'm very quiet. I get that a lot. So I believe you.
is there? Do we know how many of these Warforged Titans are there?
How many did I count?
What your information has, so what you would have seen patrolling is at least 10, and the diagram shows that there are bays for 20. So you kind of get the idea that
10
they
and
are
20 are out at a time.
they're deployed maybe half at a time, you think? But this is a very, very large area. More often than not, they are not within sight of one another.
There are sometimes points where you can try and sneak by, but that would require a lot of calculations. Sneaking, yes. I don't know about what you were thinking, but I planned on going at night.
Night sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, I think that would work. Yeah, from what I know about Warforged, they do not sleep. So, day or night, it does not matter.
So
Sneaking.
Proximus, these are piloted Warforged Titans. They are not autonomous.
Oh.
There are people inside.
Yeah.
Yeah, so these are mech suits, essentially. They are the size of hill giants.
There's House and Gundams. It's cool.
I don't know, but maybe distractions. Maybe if Winnie can get in one of them, she can cause a distraction, but that means she would be separated from the group, and that's always a risky chance.
Wendy, how do you feel about it?
I feel really good. In that, I mean, there's got to be some sort of system in there, right? That, I mean, they're not just thrown together randomly. There's got to be a pattern or something.
I'm not going to lie and say that I know a whole lot about Warforged. Do they share a hive mind? There a way to turn them all off?
I think at least in terms of communication, unless there's a communication way for them to talk, I think it's just each person individually. But
I have only dealt with the small Warforged, the people size, my size.
and those are not piloted. Those are people.
Right. We could do a team, 2 and 2.
Would Scarlet have any warrants out for her arrest?
Oh, abso-fucking-lutely. As Proximus realizes that he has manacles in his stuff. Yeah.
Oh, more than
Oh.
just Proximus have manacles.
Well,
Why
some
not?
of them are fuzzy and some of them aren't. Okay.
I'll make sure to get the ones appropriate for the situation.
Yeah.
So
What are these? Yeah. What are these?
people tend to, no offense, Proximus, people tend to trust the paladins.
Or at least people that look fancy in fancy armor that shines brightly.
You know what's shiny?
Good enough.
Make you look all official and stuff?
What, Wendy?
She's gonna pull out. I guess she's just been carrying this around. the sentinel shield that she
Oh,
looted from before. She's gonna pass that over to Proximus.
Shiny.
this is very useful. We could pretend that I am arresting somebody and bringing them in.
You would be arresting me.
The only problem is people are usually arrested in larger cities and brought to other people. It's very weird if you brought them directly to Bleakwatch.
Unless
Well, sure. but-
unless he caught her up like closer to here than anywhere else.
You would know that bounty hunting is absolutely a thing, especially for someone with a sizable bounty on their head, like Scarlet Shores.
How
Just-
big is that bounty?
Yeah, you want to know? Scarlet, go ahead and roll a D100.
Okay.
Well, is anyone good at making forgery?
No.
Okay, I shit you not, I rolled a 69.
Yes. Love it.
Your bounty is for 6,900 gold pieces.
Nice.
Yes.
How much platinum is that? That's a hefty bit of platinum. What's my conversion rate?
Like
Platinum
690
equals-
platinum, I think.
Something like that. Yeah, a gold piece is a tenth of a platinum. So yeah, 690. Absolutely. Thank you, Mayor.
Well, that's if Proximus wants to bring in Scarlet, I can sneak in as best as I can, and then if Winnie wants to cause distraction, I can also help in a distraction route.
I was thinking more along the lines of Proximus and I be the distraction.
Okay.
All you two sneak in when he takes care of some of the suits.
I have an idea, and I've never tried something like this before. But if we go in and I leave one of the manacles loose and you are able to fight free, fight me, they will come, you guys can pass, and then we can run, I guess? I didn't get this far in this thought process.
We can fight. I've seen
How
you
many
fight
do you think-
Proximus.
20.
You're her champion for a reason.
Yes, you would like that, wouldn't you? So, at any given time, have you seen any of these? How many are roaming around at the same time?
About 10.
10 is a lot.
10 is a lot. But
Hmm.
I have I can temporarily summon a companion if you want to have a secondary distraction.
That would really help.
Maybe multiple distractions, split the forces, something along those lines.
The only thing I'm worried about is timing. And
Oh, I'm not worried about timing. Don't worry. I have a way for us to keep in contact with each other.
oh, that's handy.
Yeah. Don't worry about it.
Okay, I'm gonna worry about it, but I feel better about
I
it.
That
promise
makes
you
me
it's-
worry about it. Yes.
Okay. And I just kind of want to look at every single one of you. And I'm going to use one of my class abilities. Let me roll a d8 quick to see how long this lasts for. 5 hours. And I continue talking, but you hear it in your head. See, there is nothing to worry about. We can just keep in contact via telepathy. I think I haven't done it with a lot of people recently, but I think I'm probably kind of like point person. You might have to relay through me and I can relay through everyone else. But timing won't be an issue because as long as we're within a certain distance, we can talk to each other without having to actually speak.
Okay, that tickles a little bit.
I oddly enough don't really like this, so we can talk to you back.
Yeah.
We can't talk to one another.
I don't know how you want to rule it, Derek. but it says I can do. As an action, choose up to creatures equal to my proficiency bonus, and for a number of hours equal to the die rolled, which is 5 hours. These creatures can speak telepathically with you, and you can speak telepathically with them. As no action. As long
Speaking
as you're
telepathically,
online.
if you think about the speed of thought, it would essentially be Acacia being a switchboard operator.
Okay.
But yeah, you would be able to create a link. I'm not going to make a delay or anything like that, but it is relaying information back and forth. I'm not going to make you like repeat everything they say or anything like that. But like structurally, that's probably how it would work. So it would be somebody says something, you're like, okay, this is what's happening. And it's just kind of all coming outward. You were the hive mind, essentially. You were the center of that hive.
Yeah, I think this one will last for a good chunk of time. So, but maybe.
Then if we do this tomorrow night, or
Oh, I like that.
Sure.
Did we need to forge something?
bounty papers.
I can give it a shot. I have the tool. I can get the tools.
I can make something sound fancy.
That'll work.
Okay. With a plan formulated, we are going to go ahead and take our break, and we will resume when the party decides to make their break for a break-in. Thank you all for joining us. We'll be back in about 10 minutes, so stick around and enjoy the great music. And we'll see you all soon. Stretch, do all the things, pet your pets.
Do the things.
Do the things. Bye, everybody. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Horizon's Call. Really appreciate you sticking around. When we left off, the party had recently gotten a new member to it, a centaur who was looking for someone in a prison that they also needed to go to for a different reason? ? They formulated a plan, created a distraction, utilizing the notoriety of Scarlet Shores and an attempt at feigning for Proximus being a bounty hunter, hopefully avoiding the Warforged Titans that patrol outside. So you all were waiting for night?
Yes.
Okay. So you spend a day in the town of Hvitur. Anything you all wanted to do, or are you just kind of just keeping warm and fed and all that kind of stuff?
Keeping warm. Stressing.
Mm-hmm. Did you all want to walk across the tundra? Or did you want to try to get animals of any kind?
I still want to ride the polar bear.
Yeah.
How long does it take to get there? Well, I'm not riding anything, but like, how long will it take to get there on foot?
So Acacia could actually utilize a sled.
Oh,
If we want to be technical
I
about
could.
that. Yes. Acacia could utilize a sled. Their sleds are, more than wagons, wheels get stuck in the snow. So there are plenty of sleds, large flatbed ones, single rider ones. Most sleds are pulled by a team of dogs, which you could absolutely rent a sled dog team. The larger sleds are pulled by mammoths, which go a little bit slower than the dogs and are a little more expensive, but can haul a lot more weight if you're looking to haul a lot of weight.
no to the dogs. No. They're noisy.
Okay.
That's a good point, actually.
Good
Have
point.
The,
Yeah, really good point.
the mammoths. How loud are? I assume they're not like dog-esque, but like, how loud are they from an animal perspective?
Is an elephant a dog? It's not a question
Winnie's
I
deep
thought
thoughts. Deep thoughts with Winnie.
Big long nose dog.
I mean, they
okay,
kind of
so
are. They're very
let's
large
look
friends. And she's gonna take before she goes to bed that night. She's gonna take an hour and like craft a forgery kit, and she'd like to make up with Scarlett's assistance, because Scarlett's good with words and stuff. She would like to give a good solid college try on some bounty hunter paperwork.
Okay. Go ahead and then roll for a forgery roll.
Wait, are there any actual like pictures of Scarlett's bounty up here that we can use as a reference?
Oh yeah,
In Hvitur, no, unfortunately.
I didn't think so.
like a
Yeah,
bounty
Goliaths don't really
posting.
partake in that sort of thing. Yeah.
They don't care.
But Scarlett's seen her own wanted posters.
They could have done better.
Sure,
on
maybe
that, probably.
maybe Scarlet poses for you. We're just like, they always get the names wrong.
Perfection.
Can I assist with this role?
Yeah, I will. You will have advantage.
Is it just... actually, I don't have proficiency with these tools. I just have them.
Okay. So it would just be...
Sleight of hand?
And this is where it comes down to... Yeah, this is where it comes down to, is Thieves' Tools its own roll plus your proficiency?
Oh, wait, I have
okay, so this
Thieves'
is a
Tools.
dexterity roll.
Aren't we talking about a forgery
The
kit?
forgery kit.
Right, but that's kind of thing, is Thieves' Tools are supposed to be like their own thing. So if you have proficiency, is it a dexterity roll? Is it an intelligence roll? Add your proficiency, that sort of thing. So you have, we'll call this a dexterity roll. You will not add your proficiency to it.
Okay.
Or you could roll for intelligence. I could actually reason for either if you were trying to put this forgery, to forge paperwork, essentially. I would roll that for either.
All things
And,
being equal,
yeah,
I'd
Scarlet-
do a dexterity.
Okay. Yes, maybe Scarlett's helping you, but like, oh, these are the crimes that I'm wanted for. Maybe a little bit of embellishment, and then like posing for
Which
it.
means I get advantage, right?
Yes,
Free advantage.
free advantage.
Without proficiency, that's 21.
Okay. These are pretty good documents, and I will actually tack onto that because you're forging paperwork. That is a pretty accurate wanted poster, and included with that is, as far as you can tell, some pretty adequate paperwork for Proximus as a bounty hunter. You do need Imperial permission to bounty hunt.
Cool. Winnie is going to...
Otherwise, that's vigilantism.
Oh,
And that's bad, apparently.
you'll need a permit for that. Yeah.
Winnie will tuck those
I mean, that's the difference,
forgery
right?
tools
One piece of paper is your...
away for later. She's not going to get rid of them. They seem handy.
And to answer your question about mammoths, they have a -1 dexterity. Not particularly known for being quiet, I would say. Huge animals, in fact. Wow, they're huge, really?
Have you
Dang,
seen a
all
mammoth?
right.
Good lord.
No, because they're too big.
Okay, but... Okay, large is hill giant size, though. I mean, that's 10... Like,
Right.
Yeah, but they go out.
like elephants are big, but...
Hill giants go
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
But I'm saying they're one size category larger than a hill giant.
Yeah, because they go
Is
out.
what I'm saying. They're...
I follow the
Thank
logic.
you, Bear.
Yeah.
You're not gonna win
Okay.
this one.
I'm not. I'm not, because it's in the rules and it's Eva's channel, and I'm just... It's fine,
love
is
you
what
all.
it
Adding
is.
also multiple
you.
GMs.
I'm just gonna sit here and deal with these storm giant sized elephants.
Yeah, so Winnie's gonna do all that. She's going to, having seen that she's given Proximus a shield. Acacia has she's noticed some daggers on her. So before they leave the tent that night, she's gonna offer the dragon turtle tooth dagger that she found along with the shield, and just like, hey, we're going into a sticky situation, and I'm not really so good with the daggery stuff, and thought you might use this. Yeah. If I don't know what you've got, but it could come in handy.
I've got my daggers, I got a sword, I got some arrows, and I got these. So I just pulled up my fists. Doesn't look like I use my fists, but whatever that means.
Finger guns.
Thank you. Do you want one of my daggers to replace it? Knives are always handy.
Hey, that's really nice. I would appreciate that.
I just give you one of my just regular daggers.
She will slip that somewhere appropriate. And probably after the forgery thing, before Scarlet goes to her own private quarters, because Scarlet has to have private quarters, I'm assuming.
It's just my blanket hung up, so
Yeah, in the corner.
When he feels really bad that she doesn't have like a fancy thing to give it, so she's gonna give her a potion of growth.
Oh.
And you still have that potion of transformation on you?
Me or? Yeah.
Yeah, you.
I do.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yes, because you never know when you might need it, and Winnie's plan does not involve getting her size changed. So yeah, and then she's gonna hang out with some dogs and stuff until like she gets tired, and then she's gonna trance and stuff. That's it. That's all she's got.
Okay. You make some dog friends. Yeah. There's one named Toad, and you're like, why is he named like that? And it barks. He's got more of like a ribbit-y bark. Or, you're just like, oh yeah.
I love
get
him.
it.
I would like to buy him for when we come back.
Do you want to know? Do you want to know the names of the rest of them?
We don't have any room for a dog, Wendy. We already have the Trosums.
On the ship, though, there's room on the ship. Maybe not in the tent. That's kind of tight.
The Trosums won't like the dogs.
They could get along.
Can we go to sleep?
Oh. Sorry. We'll talk about this later.
The rest of the Huskies, just in case you're wondering, Wolverine is the lead dog. Toad is a tail. The Swings are Princess and Queenie. Queenie actually was Princess's mom. Who are the others? There's also... Who's next to Toad? So this was my sled dog team, and I'm trying to remember.
I was going to say, this sounds like a personal experience.
Yeah, these were my sled dogs. Brownie was next to Toad. That's right. And then there was Chip and Dale, who were they were twins, and they were right next to each other.
Beautiful. I love it.
Derek, what did you have sled dogs for?
I lived in Alaska for a little bit. Turned sled dogs when I was in high school. Yep. Anyway, back to make-believe. Morning arrives. You all sleep. Day goes on. Winnie makes some dog friends. A little more sleep. Keeping warm. Keeping the brazier inside the tent tended to. Night comes again. There's still a little bit of light.
Can I do something?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'd like to talk to, is it Threimnir?
Threimnir. Mm-hmm.
Threimnir. And just see if he has any tactics or knows what runs these Titans. Or if they've had to ever deal with them.
There are some times when we try to patrol our lands, which have been ours for a very long time. And the Titans, they are not very friendly. And sometimes they like to cause problems and show off. But you get enough of us, we can take out Titan pretty easily, pretty handily. You come in with armored polar bear coming from behind. There is, I tell you this, on the back of the Titan, on the top, which you do have to climb to get, especially you, because you are a smaller child. There is a hatch button, and if you reach your hand in and pull, it will release. And just like hard candy, there is a surprise inside. And it is Squishy Man, and you can feed him to your polar bear. We try not to do this too many times, because then the rest of them come in and they burn our village down, and it is messy.
So this has happened to be before to you then?
It has been many, many years. It was before I was chief. But yes, we did have altercation a few times before.
When you say Squishy Man, you mean like my size man, correct? Like child size is what you said?
Yeah, looks sweet baby, yes. You are not overly squishy. You have carapace, but yes, they tend to scream when you open the hatch, and they did not expect that, and then there's polar bear mouth on their face, and the screaming stops eventually after that.
Would it benefit you at all to help us in this manner? We may be going in, but we don't want to bring any trouble to your village. Not me, at least.
Go ahead and roll for persuasion.
Ooh, all right. So 14 plus 7 is 21.
21. Let's see what the Mothman dice have in store. D20, there it is.
I love it.
He kind of just crosses his arms. Trouble is not always a bad thing if you can have fun doing it. It personally has been a very long time for me since I have been able to punch Squishy Man. Honestly, it's been a long time since anything has changed around here.
Proximus crosses his arms, just like tries to stick his chest out a little bit. I think this is a great idea.
I tell you what, I make a deal with you. We have had problems south of here, near our fishing area. There is something that is causing problems for us. Eating boats. You seem better at dealing with things in the water. You deal with this thing, we can give you 100 Goliaths, 20 armored polar bears, 10 mammoths. Give or take.
This sounds like a great deal to me. Yeah. Let me go talk to my group and I will confirm with them. I don't want to sign them up for anything that they are not willing to do.
One way or another. That is deal. Take it or leave it, no skin off my head. Go eat something. You need to grow. He just pats you on the back.
Everyone keeps saying this to me. Okay. So I go back to the group and I just kind of regurgitate that information, especially with the help that we could get.
He said he'd give us polar bears?
Yes.
Do they want us to do this first or after the
It seemed like he wanted us to do it first, but maybe we can talk to him.
I don't really have time for first.
I see
How
this.
far away was it?
He said it was south of here.
How far south?
You're about a day's travel from where the shore was, essentially, and he did say it was their fishing area. So it is probably about a day's travel for you guys. If you wanted an army, essentially, if you wanted to have the Ents march on Isengard, it would be an extra day to deal with this particular problem.
Do we want
That
to?
is the cost.
Do we want to sneak and hopefully not get caught, or do we want to go in with, forces?
It would be nice to have backup just in case.
It's just gonna cause a scene.
Yeah.
Don't we want a scene?
I don't do well. I don't.
I would prefer to just it be us. Less opportunity for things to go wrong.
It is a large distraction.
We've
But
got two
also-
distractions so far.
Maybe.
How many do
But
we
also,
want?
if they see an army showing up at their gates, they're going to shut the whole thing down.
That is
Maybe
true.
we get our stuff done, break out our people and our stuff, and then come back, do their thing, and leave with a polar bear or 3 or 4.
Are you saying this just because you want the polar bear?
Kind of.
It's a
Yeah.
polar bear
Yes.
gonna fit on a ship.
It's not.
I didn't think so.
It's a big ship.
It's not that big.
You're never gonna keep up with its appetite.
I'm saying, and you have to feed it and groom it.
I could groom it.
And it would get very hot if we're not in the Arctic.
I don't think it would like to be a captive on that ship anyway.
We could go for swims.
Winnie, we can't have a polar bear.
Fine.
I think we need to do this with just us.
I do
Okay.
think that's true.
I think we have a solid plan.
As much as I appreciate their offer to help in exchange for a favor, I don't want to risk it.
Reminds me, how do you 3 plan on getting up to the icebox? Walking?
Proximus grabs both of his grappling hooks and just holds them out.
I think Proximus has grappling hooks.
You're gonna
They told me that this would work.
for climbing.
I don't know what that is, but they said that it would work.
I just look at Scarlet.
He's still new.
Okay. My question still stands. Do you walk?
I feel like I asked this before the break and my brain disappeared. How far away is the icebox from here?
The icebox.
It's about a day and a half's travel. It's several miles away.
Several.
Well, it's
Several. So what is that? So I gotta do like animal math. You were probably about 50 miles away.
That okay. It's not.
That's a
that is
trek.
Several.
we.
It is a
Yeah.
trek.
Um.
And that is through tundra. So whereas, if you were traveling by sled dog and it was flat and everything like that, might be a little bit easier, but there are, snow drifts and you're not really sure what's necessarily beneath. You're traveling over a glacier, essentially.
If
So it's a chunk
Proximus
away.
and I are basically going to the front gates to turn me in, we can travel with the means of a mammoth or dogs.
And you could drop us off a little early.
Exactly.
Oh,
Want to hop on? I can get us closer quicker.
if you don't mind, that's awfully generous.
I only offer. If people do it just to do it, I buck them.
That seems fair. Seems very rude to do that just because.
You'd be surprised how many people decide to do it and think it's a good idea.
People are terrible.
Yeah.
So if we do that, and then Proximus and I go on foot the rest of the way.
You can probably go right up to the gates with the sled dog team.
You
They
two
would be
hop
expecting
off
us to take some type of transport, not walk.
Winnie. Are you okay with this?
I think it's wonderful.
Okay, sure. Are you okay with this?
It's like a plan to me. And when we split off and we're ready to go in and you make it to the front, I can unleash an air elemental to cause chaos on the other side.
I like this.
That's good to know.
This is a great.
It's a one-time use thing, but it's something.
You know, I have tentacles for just throwing things out there. Spectral tentacles, they don't grow
I'll
from
process that
me.
another day.
Winnie feels.
You will have to
Scarlet's
see it
one-upping
to
went
believe.
south fast.
Winnie's starting to feel left out, and she's just gonna pull baby Jeff from her bag and be like, "I have a little were shark." No, oh, okay.
That's come in
Dabs.
handy.
Yeah. it's just really good. Dad. Ugh.
Every now and then it just goes, Jawsome.
He would too, little weirdo.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, this hurts my soul.
So we'll
Notice
travel together.
sitting there going like, why did Winnie build it to do this? Like she had to take time.
Oh, it's like a mechanical
Oh, it's a
work?
homunculus.
It's a
Sorry,
yeah,
I
it's
didn't
a-
actually explain
Yeah,
that.
mechanical artificer
But
homunculus.
The
Yeah.
gem
Love it.
inside is a gem of brightness. Yeah, so he
I
like
love
also acts as like a flashlight.
I love it.
And the mouth just clicks open and it's just
Anyway. So we'll travel together. I'll link us up via mind talking and hope it lasts long enough and we'll be able to keep in contact.
When in doubt, you know, we get out and meet up somewhere else.
Speaking of, where do we want to meet up?
Probably not the front gate. Hey, let's look at that map again. Is there somewhere on the map that seems?
Especially in
Are there
completely
way
pet up
markers on the
Yeah,
map?
is it?
Like I'm assuming I have like a general map as well to get there.
So I'm sorry, you're looking for waypoints along the way to Bleakwatch. Okay. I mean it is bleak. That's kind of the thing is that it's shifting snow and everything. There's not like trees or a lot of markers. There are some larger stones which have been moved slowly through, like along with the glacier, almost like cliffs in a way, or just crags peeking out. So there's a couple of them which are kind of marked, but they are few and far between. There is not a lot in this area. It is barren. It is by definition a desert.
Is there
But
But
frozen.
snow.
anywhere like
Yeah.
on the outside of the building that seems? Actually, probably not. What if we try, just on the off chance that we run out of time, what if we meet like around the Titan enclosure? Are they actually called Titans? I said that out loud and I hated myself for it. Oh,
They are.
I just don't like that. Okay.
What's wrong with Titans?
It's fine.
Right?
It's fine. It makes me think of Attack on Titan. What about that?
If it's
It
safe,
sounds like the only option.
let's also just maybe keep an eye out too for anything that might show up on the way. Maybe someone put a
Sure.
really, really, really tall stick in the ground. I don't know.
Hey. Yeah. I mean, I think the smartest thing to do really is figure this out when we split up.
Everything's going to be fine. The mind link will last long enough. No one will think anything
We should probably do
suspicious.
that closer.
Oh yeah.
Look at them, get
definitely.
out.
Proximus?
So Scarlet and I will be able to get in, but Winnie and Acacia, like, how are you going to get in the front gate?
Oh, I don't think we're going in the front.
Oh, okay.
Thinking maybe like the lifts,
Is
or
there
is that the
like
front
a
gate?
is there like a border, a gate that would go all the way around the front entrance or the entrance period?
So, think of it this way. There is essentially like a big hole carved out of a glacier. And at the center of that hole is a pillar, almost dead center of this thing. So there's all this kind of empty space around it with these kind of raised walls. So you have to go down into this valley, essentially, to get to the spire. At the base of this spire is an entry point. That is the bay that has all of the Warforged Titans. That is the in and out. At the end of this hallway, essentially this bay lined with Titans, is the lift that then raises up and lowers. So that's the one way in, one way out.
Is this lift? Is it big enough to put a Titan on it?
It is.
That means there's Titans inside too.
Not necessarily.
Okay.
You would know from Acacia's map that there's not a ton of room for Titans to move around inside because it cells all around the outside. A Titan wouldn't really, a Titan would maybe be able to turn around. It's more for like multiple people being lifted up.
Okay.
And also supplies and things like that. But it's a Titan could fit. It just wouldn't be beneficial. They more than likely, according to what Acacia has, just have individual guards, and very few of them is what the individual reported to her, because there's just nowhere to go.
It could, but should you type of situation?
It's just hard
Yeah.
to get into.
Like you could chip away the ice,
Right.
Maybe
Once you're in,
maybe
you're
you could
in.
melt it. Yeah, maybe you could melt it before you freeze to death, or the ice. It slows people down too. It's debilitating.
All right. I think we have a good plan. We'll go in the front, you go on the side, we meet at the lift.
These maybe just distraction long enough until we can get in and out.
Hope the sea gods are on our side.
All right. Maybe we'll get a pack of sled dogs and get going.
Okay.
Get on the road.
So it's still nighttime when you're playing this?
I know we wanted to do the infiltration at night, so
Sure.
whatever works best timing.
So probably when the sun is going down, so you've got the most amount of night. And you would see that as the sun dips beyond the horizon, other lights appear in the sky. And this would probably be the first time for all of you that you would see the northern lights. Maybe it's a sign. Threimnir approaches. Did you all make decision? Are you going to fight big thing and have us fight for you?
We are going to go in alone.
Oh,
We don't have the time.
I understand.
We will help
and
you.
I respect that.
We will help you if you need it. But we have to do this first.
It's fine. Tell you what. You make it back. After that, you can ride polar bear for 1 minute.
Deal.
Deal!
This deal. Best of luck. strangers. I hope you do not die in the myriad ways that it is possible to die out here.
Thanks.
Yeah.
It is very encouraging. Thank you.
There are worse ways to go.
Not many, but yeah.
You ever been eaten by a giant crab?
No.
There you
Well,
go.
add that to my list. Yes.
There's still time.
Pincers. It always is.
Proximus
both
reaches
dogs.
up and pats him on the back and says, "Good luck to you, Pa." Yes. We will see you later.
Pats you on the back way too hard. Well, you want to fight? No, I'm kidding. Yes. Okay. Farewell. Okay. Did you all want a team of sled dogs?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm assuming you're going to want a sled, not like a more like flatbed
Sledge.
sled than an individual person.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
more like a sleigh, perhaps. Okay. You
The
get
dogs
a
faster than
team.
me? Or are they?
Goddamn. All right. Dog math. We're doing
I
some
still
dog
don't think I can
math.
get on the sled, so I don't think it matters.
I mean,
but I was
Tundra
just-
would be difficult terrain for you,
Could.
though, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
probably, yeah.
You could absolutely get on the sled if you wanted to. It moves
Will
at
we need
40
to, then?
feet per 6 seconds.
Okay, and they can move probably much better in the snow than I can.
Yes, they have little booties.
Okay, then I would probably, if possible, just be that center anchor in the middle of the sled. If
So
people,
6 feet per second. Okay.
this is so odd. I never travel on transportation.
Yeah.
There's a first for everything.
How many feet are in a mile? 3,280?
Yeah.
3,280. Yeah, 3,280. Okay. They can move at almost 7.5 miles an hour.
Dang. Yeah, I'm
Dog math.
save my energy at least.
Yeah, they absolutely have sleds that are big enough for you to essentially horse lie down on. Compress, maybe put some like straps over you. I don't know. Yeah, you get a team of sled dogs. Threimnir will rent it to you for 20 gold. He will rent you a team of 10 sled dogs and a sled on the condition that you bring them back and make sure they are fed.
Oh, we will feed them. Yes. With the squishy men that you told me about, Pa. Okay, I will pay for
Dogs,
it.
no, you don't people parts in dog's mouth. It only encourages
I'll
them.
buy some dog rations, whatever.
It comes with them. We have
Okay,
kibble.
okay.
I'll,
We
I'll
love animals.
pony up the 20 gold.
Mhm. For
Oh, I
this
was gonna pay
unbridled
for it.
chaos.
I thought
Gosh.
you weren't doing those.
Now saddle up, everybody.
It's just gonna be horse puns from here on out.
It would behoove me to stop.
No.
Horse puns on Maine.
I signed up for this.
Oh.
That's fine. I looked at centaur and went like, yeah, I want to play a centaur.
Yeah.
You can't change my
Everyone's
mind.
just withering.
God
Are you
damn
part of
it.
the CDC?
Oh yes. Anyway, sorry.
Okay. So you all take off at dusk, essentially, with your team of sled dogs, pulling you across the tundra. Hours pass. Takes you quite a while. It's about middle of the night when you get to where you're going, 'cause that's yeah. So it's a little bit past what would be midnight, and you all arrive within. You can see Bleakwatch as you get closer and closer. You can see it from very far away. You know, the tundra is very flat in areas, and it is pretty tall. The iron structure is built onto an ice pillar, and the ice has been incorporated into its structure the taller that it got. And there's light emanating from what you assume to be windows, but it's distorted, as if the windows themselves don't have glass, but ice. And you assume you're about half mile, maybe quarter mile away. A little bit past midnight.
At that point,
Did you want to drop off half the party?
At that point, I want to initiate the mind link between us four.
Okay.
And once it's established, like, no verbal talking from here on out.
And you will hear that in your minds.
Oh, motherfucker. I knew this was going to happen. Well, we have 1 hour.
You can use the 5. You've already rolled for that.
Okay. You sure?
It's okay.
Okay.
You can use
we'll
the 5.
use the 5 hours then.
Yeah.
Right. Winnie, are you ready?
Yeah. I'm ready. This is fine. Okay. Best of luck, Proximus.
Do you
Good
need a
luck,
boost,
Wendy.
Winnie?
Oh, yeah, that'd be really handy. Thank you.
Don't mind the saddlebags.
That would have been funny if you were just asking
just
if
boost
she needed
you
a boost.
You all have stopped a sleigh near one of those large rock outcroppings. And if you wanted to, so you don't have to leave the dogs out, there is somewhat of a natural cave.
Oh, I thought we were taking the
You are
sled
taking
right
the
up
sled,
to the
you're
front.
absolutely right.
Mm-hmm.
But this could also work as a meeting point. Yes,
Okay.
Oh, okay.
you're correct.
Okay.
Wendy, be careful.
You too, Scarlet. Oh, Proximus. She's gonna pull out the paperwork that had been forged. I almost forgot.
Yes. I will need that. Yes. Thank you.
When we get closer, you can put the manacles on.
All right.
Proximus, you get a warrant for Scarlet's arrest listing her many notable crimes, including murder, subterfuge, sabotage. Scarlet, what else would you have done?
Treason.
Treason, that's a good one. Yep, it's a big one.
Just
Treason's
general
on there a couple of
piracy.
times. Yeah, general treason, specific treason, miscellaneous treason. And then Proximus, you also get a decree from the Empire indicating you as a sanctioned bounty hunter. Has the seal of the Empire and everything. 3 swords, all in a triangle essentially, with their points pointed towards one another. And red wax. Proximus midnight. All right.
At this point, I would also like to break my elemental gem to summon a air elemental.
Okay. Do you want to do that when you're this far out?
Well, this thing can fly like 90
It
feet.
can. Yeah, it absolutely can. Yeah.
So it doesn't really matter.
Okay.
Because you said like half a mile away or something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I guess in a rush of wind, this air elemental appears.
Yeah. Do you want to describe it, Mare? Or...
I think it's just inside this little blue crystal of sapphire. It just breaks and almost like out of a whirlwind. It gets really fucking windy. And all of a sudden, with snow whipping up everywhere, there is a size category large elemental. Hi.
Crackles of lightning in between. Yeah. If it was a
Like-
water elemental, it would wave. Yeah, this one
True.
just breezes on by.
Aha.
So hi, I need you to do me a favor. I need you to, after this group, and I point to Scarlet and Proximus, after these start talking to some people over there, I need you to cause a ruckus, as much of a ruckus as you can, like on the other side, and make people chase you. And yeah. Okay?
Does anybody speak Proximus, you would understand when this thing speaks. No one else would. It's the sound of wind and crackling thunder is this thing's voice. It's language. But Proximus, knowing primordial, you would understand. Got it, boss.
He understands.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
They understand, actually. I don't know what the...
Fair. Perfect. Okay, I'm ready. Are you ready, Winnie?
Scarlet, are you ready?
As ready as I'm going to be.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Hold on tight.
So Scarlet and Proximus are taking the dog sled. What is Acacia and Winnie doing? You're waiting for them, essentially?
I was thinking we can try and like take a route around to get closer out of like eyesight. And definitely, if we see any Titans, try to sneak in between their guard to get as close as we can until the distractions happen.
Sure. So you would absolutely be able to essentially look down and onto the spire from this glacial wall that kind of surrounds it. So it's a defense, but it also kind of puts them at a disadvantage because everyone can kind of look down and see. It's a bit of a drop down. There is a switchback, which is carved into the ice, which Proximus and Scarlet would have to take. And as you approach, you don't see any Warforged Titans immediately. Scarlet and Proximus, your sled traverses carefully down the switchbacks. And Acacia and Winnie, go ahead and roll perception checks. And Winnie, you do get advantage because this is sight-based. Okay. You both would see that in the valley, essentially below, are 3 Warforged Titans, which are essentially circling around the spire. Winnie, you would see that there are tracks near where you and Acacia are essentially like laying low, looking down. Very, very large boot-like tracks. Can't necessarily tell how fresh they are unless you want to make a roll for that, but you are in the path of the patrol from where you are.
So not Goliath-esque?
No, these are large. These are what you would reason. I mean, you're looking at a Warforged Titan. You can match up their mechanical feet to where you are. Yeah.
What's the weather like right now?
It's actually, so it's night. It is a pretty clear day. You can still see the northern lights from above, which do illuminate things a little bit. So it would be dim light is what I'm counting it right now. So those of you without dark vision can see, but not super well, which I think everyone has dark vision. They don't even have to worry about that. So yes, everyone can see as if it is bright light.
I would like to, if I can, from my position, tell anything further about the tracks. I would like to, but I'm not going to be like jumping off to do so.
Yeah, I mean, they're pretty much where you are. So you could do investigation or survival.
Do you point them out?
Oh, yeah.
Can I also roll survival?
Absolutely.
That was an 8. I got distracted by the pretty
That is a... I can't do math. I think that's a 17, if my math is correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yes, Winnie, the lights, northern lights, just like, are they angel tears? Are they the dreams of children?
They're magical.
Acacia, once they're pointed out to you, you have a decent amount of experience avoiding patrols. Not as much in the snow, but you can tell when tracks are fresh. And the snow inside of them is still wet. It's melted slightly from the heat of the machine and also from the friction of its movement. It is not fully frozen yet. It is probably within the last 15 minutes that these things pass through here. At least one of them.
Okay. They just came by.
Okay, so probably good for a couple minutes anyway.
Still don't want to stay in the middle of where the patrol goes, though.
Nope, not in the least.
I want to just try and keep sneaking as close as we can, if possible.
Okay, stealth rolls from the both of you then.
Can I argue that Winnie gets advantage because she's on my back and I'm clip-clopping along?
I would say, two different ways we could do this, Mare.
Okay.
Winnie isn't necessarily noisy or anything like that, but she is on your back. So it can either be an average from a flat roll from both of you. If you tell me how you're keeping Winnie quiet, I will give her advantage and we'll use that roll. Or, there's no good way to do this. I'll have you roll with disadvantage because you have an automatically high stealth anyway. But you're carrying a chatty Cathy.
Who is chatting in her
with
brain?
shiny stuff all over her.
Yeah.
She knows.
That is actually fair. You're wearing leather armor and everything. You know what, Mare? I actually...
Little squeaks.
That is reasonable enough. I will... You can grant Winnie advantage. Yeah, that's fine.
That was very kind, but it's a 24.
I got a 25, but I'm also nervous, so I'm gonna use one of my D8s of psionic energy to add a D8 to my roll. So kind of like the way it works is like, I think I'm gonna like hit like a piece of ice to go clattering along, and it just kind of like moves like 2 inches to the right. And it just like, very fortunate. So I'm gonna roll that. Okay, that's only a 27. So it only gave me an extra +2.
Only a 27. Oh gosh. However, will we survive?
I don't know.
All
Rogues, man.
Rogues, man. You both very silently keep edging your way forward to the edge of this precipice where you can look down and you can see Proximus and Scarlet. Proximus and Scarlet, your sled has gotten to the bottom of this valley. You're not trying to hide or anything. It's kind of tough with a full team of sled dogs who not really making a show. So you're heading straight for the entrance. It's large. I mean, you can tell where it is.
Yeah. I think we'll stop a little bit early and then disembark. I make sure that one manacle is loose on her right arm.
Okay.
And then I have my shield and my weapons on my back, and I have one hand on her left arm.
Okay.
As I escort
you're essentially
her in by foot.
Well, before you even get there, you're going to encounter a Titan.
Okay.
They're kind of patrolling around. They will see you coming.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll approach you. If you want to like stop your sled dog team and then actually approach them, there is a large metal structure, this mech suit essentially, that just begins stomping towards you. These heavy boot steps that reverberate even through the snow and the ice. You can feel this thing moving towards you. Steam is pouring off of this thing with the intense heat that it is creating. It has this kind of metal grating face with these two bright red eyes. One arm is set like a giant axe or like pendulum axe, and one arm is it has a hand attachment to it, but there's a piston in the back, which indicates that if it became a fist, it could actually be more of a hammering structure. And it just begins stomping towards you. Not moving very fast, just very slow and deliberate, because where else are you going to go?
Right. We'll stop here. and wait for them to approach us. That's what I say mentally to everyone.
The Warforged Titan comes to a stop, looming over you, and a voice emanates from it. It says, "Name and identification papers."
Imperial Bounty Hunter 2689, here with a inmate, Scarlet Sowers. I know you probably know of the bounty.
There's a silence and a pause, and you see the eye lights blink. It says, "Follow me, please." And the Warforged Titan turns just one step after another and begins walking towards the bay.
We follow.
Okay. So Winnie and Acacia, you would see as this thing is being followed by Proximus and Scarlet. When did you want Windy the Wind Elemental to?
I'm kind of going based off of Scarlet and Proximus's
Okay.
timing on this part, because they're the ones like in the midst of it right now. So
Okay.
brain to brain, I probably would have told the air elemental like on like a signal from Proximus and Scarlet,
Sure.
like a commotion from them, because that's what the plan, kind of like the rough plan was.
Mm-hmm. We can say that you look up and there's like a single solitary large size cloud just forms like the vague shape of a thumbs up.
Jeez.
Okay, Scarlet and Proximus, so just bear in mind that if you do want to convey any information, you may do so telepathically. Takes a little bit of time as this thing moves slowly to accommodate for your speed more than anything else through the snow. You get to the bay, and the Warforged Titan stops, says, "You delivered prisoners to Bleakwatch before?"
This is the first time here.
Deliver Miss Showers to the top floor for processing. File your paperwork there. Good catch.
Thank you. And can I look around and see like how many are actively moving around at this point?
Yeah.
How many Titans are actually moving?
So you would see that there is, in fact, bay space for 20, but currently only 5 are deployed.
How many are
So you
moving?
Acacia
Down there.
and Winnie would know that there are 3 down there.
Mm-hmm. But there's 5 total that I
5
see.
total deployed currently.
There are 5, and this is in my brain. There is 5 total down here. I think this is the time that we move.
Okay.
Any objections, Scarlet?
No objections here.
No objections here.
As we're still walking. How far are we from the lift?
The lift is at least 50 feet in. It is lined with these huge things on either side. It is a very long hallway, which it's metal flooring. It's very cold. Proximus, being barefoot, your feet might even stick a little bit to the metal coming off from the snow. You can definitely tell there are banners everywhere flying the flag of the Nerian Empire. These purple banners with these 3 red swords all pointing inwards. And I might have said green or blue in a previous session, but I'm going to retcon that. It's red and purple. It's the Magneto colors. So yeah, there are banners everywhere. This is the final walk that many have walked before. The end of their free lives, essentially walking past these symbols of imperialism and control. And you can see that the lift is at the far end. It is open. It is more like a flatbed lift. There's no movement around. There's no other guards.
I just want to clarify something because when you first, I got confused with the original description.
Yeah,
of the,
yeah, please.
The icebox. Can we at least say we're down the switchback? Because I wasn't sure. I didn't realize there was a switchback when we originally made the plan. So.
Sure, no, that's totally fine. Yes,
Okay.
We can say that you all made it down the switchback with your stealth rolls as high as they were. We can say that you are keeping low enough that with the glint off of the snow blindness is preventing the Warforged Titans from seeing you.
Okay, that's all I wanted to.
It's nighttime. There's no glint off the snow. Whatever. I'm confusing myself at this point.
We're
They can't see you
behind a
because it's dark.
snowbank.
Then
Snowbanks too.
there we go, and it's dark. Okay. So yes, Proximus and Scarlet, you have nearly made it to the lift. Acacia and Winnie, you're still quite a ways away at this point.
I say this to Proximus mentally. There may be a prisoner map where they're taking us. If we can find the prisoner we're looking for.
Yes.
Need to make note of it and let the others know. And if
I
it
think
comes
this
down
is our
to
time.
if it comes down to it, you leave me and go. And get the prisoner, I'll make it out. Understood.
I understand. I do not agree, but I understand.
Sacrifices need to be made sometimes. I'll make it out. One way or another.
All right. All right.
Okay.
I believe we're ready.
Okay. Are you giving the signal then for the air elemental? Yes.
That's Acacia.
I was telling them to go on your signal on whatever.
Yeah, it is on Proximus and Scarlet's signal.
Oh.
So yeah.
I would rather wait until we were
At the lift.
to the place where they're taking us, because I assume there might be a prisoner map up there if they're booking
Okay.
prisoners.
Okay.
Okay.
I would wait just a little bit longer.
Okay. Well, if you all are okay with going a little bit longer, then we will resolve that. Okay.
Get as close as we possibly can as well. Maybe not make it onto the lift, but at least not be seen and get closer if Winnie's okay with that.
Yeah, I am.
Okay. So if you both are trying to get inside the bay to the lift, that is going to be a much more difficult stealth roll, because that essentially has you passing between the watch of 3 separate Warforged Titans. So you can roll for stealth again. It's just going to be a higher DC.
Out of curiosity, had Proximus relayed any of the Warforged details that Threimnir had told him?
With the hatch in the back.
That was like the whole story of like
Yes.
how he wanted us to help out.
And you told all
So we
of
can
us.
say
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
What is the arrangement of Warforged? Like, would it be conceivable to... Would it be possible to sneak up behind one? Like, I don't know the layout of this hangar exactly. Like,
So thanks to Proximus and Scarlet, 2 of them have actually overlapped because one of them did escort them in. So there is a blank space between what would otherwise be this triangle of Titans. If you move fast and you roll well enough, you will avoid them.
what about getting inside one?
Well, that's something else entirely, isn't it?
We have to get past them first to get to the hangar.
Oh,
Unless
I thought
you
they were in
wanted
the hangar.
to-
Yeah. Okay.
There are many in the hangar. There are 15 in the hangar. I'm talking about the 3 that are currently manned.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then in which case?
So you can get into the hangar if you move fast and you roll well enough, which Acacia can move fast.
Okay, that's fine. Yes. Okay, let's
Going for it?
sneaky and fast.
Okay.
So you both can roll stealth, or Acacia can roll stealth with disadvantage at this point.
I'll roll my own stealth roll.
I think we should both roll
Yeah.
stealth.
Okay.
I would like to use an advantage.
Okay.
I would also like to use an advantage.
Okay.
That was better.
I lied. Can I just use my crit?
Yes.
You may.
Okay, I'm gonna use my crit.
What does that add up to?
31.
Winnie?
23. I feel bad I didn't use my crit.
The DC was 21. Quickly, in the darkness, Acacia, your hooves narrowly catch a patch of snow which is frozen to ice. You avoid it. Just as the Titans are cresting around the side of this spire, they maybe catch the edge of your tail, but it's probably a seagull. They're close enough to the water. I don't know. It was fast. It was moving. Who knows what it was? Seagulls get in there all the time. They get stuck. Seagulls are dumb. What do they have for dinner tonight? It's probably the same like salted fish. God damn. And you find yourselves at the far end of the bay from Proximus and Scarlet, this otherwise empty bay. Besides the 15 unmanned Warforged Titans. Same kind of, almost like cow catcher, like grill to where the mouth would be. Yeah, on like a train, the thing in the front. Yeah. So like a grill on the mouth, and then this domed helmet with these eyes, which on the active ones are illuminated. On these, they are dark. But same axe blade hands, same hammer fist. Standing tall, lining the walls with these banners above them. No one saw you. You all made it inside.
That was too close. Is the Warforged Titan accompanying Scarlet and Proximus? Does it go up with them?
No, I'm sorry. So it left them at the entrance. It went back to its patrol. That's why it overlapped. So you are all four of you are alone in this bay with all of these empty mechs. All three Warforged Titans went back to their routine, but because of it walking in with them, like two of them basically paired up for a bit. Kind of like when you see two police cars sitting side by side and they're just chit-chatting and not paying attention to anything. It's like, Mikyl knows.
Oh, yeah.
So we can go up with them if we want.
You can.
I say we should.
So Scarlet and Proximus, you would otherwise hear the clip-clop behind you if it were not for a rogue centaur.
I am wearing kind of like booty thingies to muffle my hoof beats.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the leg warmers. They just
Yeah.
tuck under.
Yeah. The equivalent of, yeah.
Silent horse. That is terrifying.
I'm about to make it worse. I knowing we're about to get on this elevator-y type thing, Winnie doesn't do well with heights. It's not her element.
No.
So she's going to just lean down a little bit and like flatten her palm against your withers, and cast spider climb.
Is that the side that has the eyeball?
Yes. And
Ooh.
from there, little teal blue like streak spider web out, and then like melt into your skin. It probably tickles and then goes away.
Eva, can you keep the spider climbing horses to the games that you run?
What are you doing?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Usually I ask. I just this is really this will help you not like fall off of things. Please don't fall off of things.
Okay.
You get a little sticky. You can like climb and stuff. I don't want to assume. I don't think you probably climb all that much. Okay.
I don't.
Now you can. Be careful.
I might have to look into this for other reasons. Thank you.
Spider horse.
Spider horse.
Yeah, your hooves catch just a little bit.
I'll trot up to Scarlet and Proximus onto the elevator.
Okay. So
you
because
scared me. I didn't know you were there.
silent spider horse.
Good.
Acacia, because the wind elemental was not yet deployed, it will wait for the signal, essentially, because the signal was not given. So there is just, like I said, a single cloud in the sky.
Sure.
All right. Well, you've all made it onto the lift. You've made it into Bleakwatch Prison. The lift, you're not even sure how, but maybe it's the weight depressed on it. It activates. Gears begin to churn behind you. It is open on all sides. And it begins to raise. And you look above you, and there, a couple 100 feet up, is an opening. Light streaming down from above as the lift rises and takes you once more for this party into the unknown. And that is where we're going to end tonight.
I would like to just quickly note that while we are going up the elevator, Acacia's humming in everyone's mind elevator music.
Oh no.
The girl is just getting real irritated because she was already nervous about the whole thing, and it's the elevator.
Acacia hums in bossa nova.
Maybe if I hum, it'll make you mad. It'll help you forget your nervousness.
Hey, that's a theory.
Logic.
Oh gosh.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us. I'm going to have these amazing people tell you a little bit about themselves and where you can find them. We were going to go in reverse order since our lovely newest cast member has introduced themselves already and their amazing character. So, Mare, if you wouldn't mind starting us off, tell us about your lovely self and where we can find more of you.
Sure. Hi, I'm Mare. You can find me on Twitter at Archmage of Dice. Now starting on at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can find me here playing Acacia on Horizon's Call. Also on Saturdays at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on my channel, at twitch.tv/Marefeather. I run in a game of Invisible Sun, which is fantastic, and there was chaos this afternoon. As half the party forgot themselves and live another life. Anyway, tomorrow I will be on a Theater Files channel running a game of D&D for a charity stream for the Actors Fund. That starts at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And tomorrow night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Open for Adventure, I'll be running a game of D&D 5e where my players are trying to close a rift that of the Shadowfell that is leaking onto the material plane. Are we doing favorite parts too?
We haven't before, but feel welcome to.
Sure, cool. I really enjoyed, I think my favorite part was the conversation with Proximus and talking about when he was talking to the chief leader, and it was like a little boy, like treating him like a child.
Thank you so much, Mare. Yes, a very special thank you again to Mare for joining this campaign last minute. Again, no one could ever replace Than, but Mare, I should mention, is one of my absolute favorite people in this whole big planet of ours. Mare was like top 3 GMs for me. Mare helped me be in this space that I am today. And look, she made these gloves too. These Dragon Skull gloves. They're amazing. Mare's like the best.
You're too nice.
No such thing for you. Thank you so much, Mare. And on then to Mikyl, tell us about your lovely self.
Hi, I'm Mikyl, and this is what I do. I do it here and only here with these lovely people, and I'm so thankful to be a part of it. You can find me at Instagram and Twitter at Mikyl Sandoval. Common spelling? No, not the Mikyl. Anyway, not Milky, but Mikyl. So you can find me there. Thank you for watching. Hi, bye.
And of course, Mikyl did our amazing character art, so a very special thank you to him. And a special congratulations to Mikyl, because this guy just got engaged. That's amazing. Congratulations, Mikyl. We're so very, very happy for you.
My lovely Mrs. Proximus to be.
Mrs. Fishwife. Thank you, Mikyl. Kaila, tell us about your lovely self.
Hi, I'm Kaila. You can find me a little bit of everywhere. I moved to the West Coast two-ish weeks ago. So streams on my channel are still being figured out. I'm still figuring out my space here. I borrowed my lovely friend Liz's space for today's game, but you can find me on Tuesday at Craftic Studios, where I will be playing a shady paladin, Diana. We will be continuing that 5e campaign, and starting, I believe, next Saturday, you will find me on Open for Adventure playing Part-Time Gods, where I'll be playing a. I'm not gonna reveal my domain yet. I'm very excited.
Save that for later.
Save it for later. You can find out next weekend. That starts at 11:30 p.m. Eastern. I'm still doing Eastern times because my brain's weird and it hasn't flipped over to Pacific times. Math is hard. But yeah. As soon as streams are back up on my own channel, I will let you know on Twitter. And my favorite part from today was Mare's character being introduced. It was very organic, very just well-fitting. It was great.
Thank you, Kaila. And yes, absolutely congratulations to Kaila for the move. Moving, of course, is a very stressful thing, so we very much appreciate her for being here. And we appreciate Liz for letting Kaila use the very lovely space. You should check out Liz as well. Yeah. Liz also does very fun stuff from that very same desk. Eva, without you, we would not be here. Tell us about your lovely self.
I will. It's my channel. Tell you all about
Thank you. It is.
Yeah. Oh gosh. As I said, it is my channel. Thank you, Allie, for that so much. I was trying to pull that up, and then I got called on, like a kid caught reading in class. It's fine. I am so excited to be here. That completely threw my brain. You can find me here every Saturday on Horizon's Call, every other Saturday in the morning for City of Shadows, and sprinkled throughout here and there other TTRPGs. I really like a lot of the indie stuff that we've been doing lately. That is a good time. And also sometimes even video games. Heck, why not? There is also all month, I'm excited to say that as a new member of Team SideQuest, we are raising money for St. Jude, and we'll be doing that all month. Gosh, I feel like there was probably something else. Oh, my favorite part is honestly, I know I don't get to keep them, but getting to play with the sled dogs.
I gave you Tressums.
Them being named after Derek's sled dogs.
That was fantastic.
That just made it.
It was the depth where it was
also,
like, wait, this dog is so well rounded for a throwaway NPC.
Stug has a personality and a backstory.
I immediately knew it said as this one is the daughter of this one. I knew it was like, oh, there's something about these. These are real life things.
But also, congratulations to Eva for becoming part of Team Side Quest.
Thank you.
Congratulations,
This
Eva.
is the first time we've all been together since it happened. So
It is. And 300 followers
Yes.
today, too.
yeah,
Congratulations.
300
Yeah.
followers
Yes,
Incredible.
hell yes.
and $180
Awesome.
raised for St. Jude so
Yeah.
far.
Yes.
Going strong all month.
So, yes, folks, we are, for the month of May here on Diva Sayred's channel, raising money for St. Jude. So, to recap, $5 gets your name on that wall right behind Eva right there in a lovely little heart. $15 gets you a thank you postcard. $50 means you get to contribute an NPC or magic item to an upcoming D&D game, including an ongoing one like mine. $100 gets you a terrible animal drawing. It's not just going to be a stick figure, I think. $500, and Eva, the very lovely, talented Eva, will DM a TTRPG one-shot just for you. There are also milestones. $200 is a Sunken RPG PDF giveaway. $350 means Eva will dress up as a tall, sexy vampire lady. $500 is Call of the Sea giveaway. So definitely participate. We appreciate you all. It's a good cause. Yeah. And while I'm talking, hi everybody, I'm Derek Sword. I have been your DM, as always, for these Saturday games. I'm very, very honored to be here, as always, with these very lovely people. If you want to find more of me, the best place is Twitter at dsword16. You can find all of my projects there. I am on Graham Cracker's channel 2 nights a week, including not this coming, but next Tuesday for Shards of Anarian, where I play a gnoll named Verban, every Friday for Goldshine Investigation Agency, where I play a swampy bugbear named Grias. And if you can't tell I love monsters already, I'm also the co-host of the podcast Monster Crush, where my co-host Evelyn and I talk about different cryptids and creatures and whether they'd be good to smooch and be good on a date. You can find that wherever podcasts are found. Thank you all very, very much. We will see you all next week. And until then, fair winds and following seas, brave mariners.